Baraka said, first is chicken and now it's my bonnet. I'm out of here. That's hilarious. He said, first you take my chicken, now you're going to take my bonnet? Oh, all the daughters of Yah is coming with the egg, and we going to kill Uncle Yahshua. Kill Uncle Yahshua. He trying to take everything. So I ain't sexy? Oh, I got to let my hair. What, you want a straight-haired white girl? What, you want a white girl? You want my hair down? What you like, I didn't say all that, babe. I just like, where if it's the man, you a doggone fool if that woman tell you, stop wearing those holy drawers or something. Let's say some man putting on something. There are ways that we are to conduct ourselves. Yah's going to bring you guys some edification for those who are married and for those who are not married. It's both. There are ways that we carry ourselves and conduct ourselves. Hasatan in this world has indoctrinated all this crap into us that we've gone away from our conducting ourselves according to Yah's. These are unwritten laws, unwritten laws. So there's more. Yeah, okay, there's written laws and there are some things we call moral laws. There are laws that ain't written that you know not to do. See? Because in your ruah, this ain't right. It ain't written in no law, but it's still a law. Because law is order. See? So, men are visual. Men are visual creatures. I know y'all heard that, right? Men are visual and women are provisional. Not that men are visual, women are provisional. Okay, let me explain. Men are very visual. That's why the scriptures say, do not look upon a pretty woman. You'll be ensnared. We're screwed. We're visual. Like you literally, and I'm going to teach y'all something in choosing your husband, your future husband, and your wife too, for those who are unmarried. You got to understand, the man has to be visually pleased with you. If he is not visually pleased with you and he get with you for something else, it ain't going to work. Further down the line, it's going to fall apart because he wasn't visually pleased with you. It doesn't mean you have to be this aesthetic beauty that Babylon said has to be beautiful. Skinny and all that crap, straight goat hair, no disrespect to straight hair. We have wool lamb hair, that's straight goat hair. So it's no disrespect, just keeping it real. That straight goat hair that they tell you, you know what I mean? You gotta have straight hair, skinny, slim nose, whatever, whatever Babylon is teaching you is that you don't have to be that. Have you seen an attractive man with an unattractive woman? Yes. Have you seen an attractive woman with an unattractive man? Yes. I personally love when I see that because I think everybody need love. You know what I mean? I love when I see that. I'll be like, yes, nobody even know. I'll be like, ooh, go ahead. Go ahead, girl. If she pretty and the dude ain't there, go ahead. If it's the opposite, I'll be like, go ahead, dude. Come on, man. I love that. I used to think I was vain. I was beating myself up. But I learned, he taught me. It's something I was used to. I was ingrained with this level of beauty. That's all I knew. So then, of course, that's all. So I was beating myself up because I thought I was like vain. But praise Yah. So it ain't about what society might call physically beautiful in Babylon. This man sees beauty in this woman. That's what it's saying. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. You see? Matter of fact, I was on a ministry call. This is the same ministry call with Ari. So just so y'all know, when I'm talking about, I was driving, so everybody don't think, oh, y'all always, well, I was on a ministry, this same ministry call. And a guy got in the car. Remember that, Ari? The jerk. she hate him because he's the jerk, Ari got this thing. I could tolerate people because I'm used to him, but Ari it's just the word. He was a jerk. He was a jerk. Young, but a jerk. But what he said was, there was this girl, he was coming from her house, we picking him up. He was mad, and he was like, what happened? The night didn't go good, because she bugged out on her. But she was what I guess society will call unattractive. right? And he was, I guess, an okay looking dude. He was okay. He wasn't, he was okay. But probably above her league, what they call that. But what he said, and I already heard it, he said everybody would probably think she was ugly or think but I like her. He says just something about her that I'm attracted to. Remember, Ari? This is a real life example. And see, I use real life examples to teach. Because when I'm on ministry call, I'm teaching. So I'm teaching Ari. And a lot of the stuff is relationship because this is her area that she's really working on, right? So I was like, you heard him, right? Like, because she could hear him. And he was like, so I started digging more for him to explain. And he was like, yeah, he's like, just something about her. See, that would work. Let's say if he wasn't such a jerk and she wasn't so scarred, because if y'all knew the story, it was horrible. She messed it all up. She was just scarred to death. And that's why he ended up, the night was bad, even though he was a jerk. So it wouldn't have worked out good. But if he wasn't a jerk and she wasn't so damaged, they could have got married. And he would have stayed with her because he's seen something that others didn't see. Now, that's what I mean. Thank you, y'all. That's what I mean by men are visual. The man has to be attracted to you. If he ignores that and goes into it for any other reason, it's going to be problems further down because he was never really attracted to you from the beginning. All right? Now, women are provisional. Provisional means providing, mean a provisional of substance. Not that women are not visual, because this is where women get in their feelings. I always have to bump heads with women in ministry. Y'all know women are some difficult creatures to minister to, let me tell you. You be like, men are visual. Women are visual too. It's like everything, y'all just gotta come. That is that Eve curse or over y'all want to be God. It's like sit down and stop every time. I said something else. Okay, men are visual, women are visual too. Oh, the other one. This is funny. I'll be like, and y'all said it is not good for man to be alone. Oh my God, I had a 15-hour argument. It ain't good for women to be alone either. I'm like, y'all didn't say that. He said it ain't good for man to be alone. Y'all be wanting to insert yourself. That is that Eve gene. Do you see? You see how you inserting yourself? It's like always, that's like want to be God. I gotta be included. You don't hear no man do that. When you talk about a woman, right? If you say a woman is a virtuous woman, man, a virtuous too. A woman give forth life and give forth birth and bring life. Man can give life too. Do the work. We don't never do that. We just sit there and be like, yeah, a woman attributes. You have your attributes we never, but not a woman. You can't say everything you say. A woman just. I'll be going, it's so funny, but I have the patience. Praise Yah. He gave me the patience to minister to our daughters. But you don't understand. I've been through so many conversations with that. So every time I'm like, men are visual, women are visual too. We know, yes, y'all are visual. We all have eyes, right? We all see, right? You know, y'all like a beautiful man. We know that ain't what the scripture's talking about. That ain't what y'all was talking about when he said, man, not good for man to be alone. I'll break that down in the next lesson that's coming. That got something to do with a big lesson that's coming. I don't even want to go into it. It's deep, all right? That's why he said it. It wasn't about, it ain't good for you. It ain't good for us to be alone either. Oh my God, I don't remember who it was. It was somebody, but I don't think she's a part of our assembly anymore. I'm talking about another time, because there's been a couple of y'all. So if it's somebody else, then I'm not talking about y'all. Anybody here, I ain't talking about y'all. I'm trying to think of this other one. It was bad. It took me 5 hours to finally get her to stop with that and get it. So anyway, so men are visual. That's why the scriptures tell men to protect your eyes. Do not look on her. Don't look on the beautiful. See, he tell you over and over again, because our eyes, our vision, it tears us. It's something in us that y'all don't have. Y'all have things in y'all that we don't have. Understand? Every month, y'all go through cycle changes with your whole emotion. We don't know what that feels like. Can you imagine women saying, yeah, well, this time of the month, I go through the, men have emotions too. See, we don't do that. Y'all gotta stop doing that. I'm teaching y'all. Stop giving control of it. Stop, let a man be different. You are not, that's that Eve curse. You can't be everything. You're not everything, meaning we got things that you don't have. You got things we don't have. You have to receive it. Okay, so what I'm saying is women are visual too. Yes, you like that, but men suffer from, it's bad. You don't have what we have. We'll see this vision and it will haunt us. I mean, men will, it's bad. That's why Hasatan got all the women taking off their clothes everywhere to destroy a man. These men are in the bathroom. Sorry, we're all adults. They're in the bathroom with your wife. So for all you running around with your wife with this big yoga pants with that butt bouncing up, boobs all out, that's in that man's vision. When he get home, he's in the bathroom releasing himself to your wife. That's adultery to your wife. How you like that, men? For all these men who are okay with it, her parading around, all that sexual. And they can't help themselves. It's a little torturous to us. That's part of men dying to the family. A man who tell you about that is either a liar or he doesn't have a lot of high libido. See, we're all different. Some of us has a lot of testosterone, a high sex drive. Remember, we're all different beings. Some people have low sex drives, right? Some people have high sex drives, okay? That's why you can get with somebody and after you get married, they don't want to have sex with you no more because they have a low sex drive. That's why Yah put that in the law. Come on, Yah. That's why it's in the scriptures that you have to give them conjugal. See, Yah wrote it in the law because he knows we are all different. Now you got the opposite. You have some who have high sex drives who want to have it all day. I'm talking about 2 or 3 times a day, every day. You're like, oh, well, you're killing me. See, it's all different. So we can't judge one another based on what you don't have, and that's a problem. You have a lot of low libido men with low, which I ain't disrespecting, but they'll disrespect the men who suffer from high libido, high testosterone, and act like something's wrong with us, like we weak and that. No, you don't have what I have. You don't got all this testosterone coursing through your body. You don't got this. So I can't judge you on your low libido when some of y'all wives end up cheating on you with the dude with the high libido. You see? So you can't judge, and that's what happens. They judge, and it's unrighteous. I remember I didn't like it, you know? This dude, because another dude, I was on his ministry, he was saying that, and I could tell he got a low libido. You can kind of tell some of them. It's not wrong, but you can kind of tell. I could tell. You can, and he was like judging, like he's talking about men, but I can tell you probably got, I bet you if I had a one-on-one conversation with your wife, she'll be saying different. You know, everything you saying, I can guarantee. I ain't said, no, I don't mean one-on-one conversation with me, and I mean ministry, meaning her counseling. That's what I mean. I don't mean, yeah, thank you. I see Ari's face. She like, can we clean that up? No, I mean a one-on-one counseling session. She'll be expressing things that you are acting like, that you up there talk about men. She like, well, I wish you was more like them men. You see what I mean? Trust me, that's the way it be going. But those men be so judgmental. I don't like that. I remember when I first seen it, I was like, that ain't right. You don't got that. You don't know what it feels like. I know it's bad. It's torturous. It's worse than y'all can imagine. It's extra having to die to it. You understand? Like you really battling not to be touching yourself and not to be all this stuff. You feel me? Not to be messing with women and fornicate. It's like, it's bad. Now, so remember, it's levels to human nature. If you at the other end of that, you got things you battling with that I don't battle with. I ain't judge you. Like, so we got to have compassion, empathy, understanding that we're all different. Women suffer from it too, and they have it bad. See, it's balances. Okay, I guess he wanted that to come out. Now, men are visual. We suffer, right? So it's very visual. That's why, women, you need to keep yourself looking as decent as possible. Don't get too comfortable where you get the man. Now, all of a sudden, You just, I got to do it. I got to do it. I got to do it, Ari. I'm going there. I got to. All of a sudden, you get the husband, you get the man, all of a sudden you give him, now the bonnet comes out at bedtime. Here come the bonnet, here come all the, you know, you don't care about looking pretty no more. You don't care about, well, everything you did to bag him goes right out the window. Now it's like he got to go to bed with the head wrapped up and all the bonnet. Like, what happened to the, you wouldn't have caught yourself dead looking like that when you was trying to bag him. So y'all's teaching y'all something. It's selfish. When you was trying to bag him, imagine somebody tell you, you trying to bag him, right? You trying to get him to be your husband, and you about to go lay down, y'all about to do it, and somebody tell you, well, put on your body, wrap your head. You be like, you crazy, eh? But now all of a sudden you got him. Now you want to wrap up and put on a bonnet because you want to look pretty for the next day when you go out to the world. You want to look pretty now for the world, not for him. Before you were trying to look pretty for him. Now you got him, I'm getting wrapped my hair so it's straight, putting the bonnet so it don't get frizzy. So when I go out to the world to work, to everybody else, I'm pretty. And then when I come back home, what I'm gonna do? Put it back on again. But you don't even realize you're doing it. It's a cycle. And I was laughing with Ari because we had a long ministry one about that. And a lot of things were broken and understanding came from it. I wanted her to share, but she don't got to. But when I was doing this, I was like, it would be interesting if she would share because it would help because it was a tussle at first. She didn't see it, you know?
I don't mind.
Let's go.
Well, so first of all, it came out of a joke and it came out of like nowhere. And by the end of it, because I just didn't understand his point of view. I could not understand what the issue would be if this is, you know, in my case, if I were to put my headscarf on, going to bed, like right before I go to bed.
Nope, we're going to keep it. Nope. Bonnet. Say the word. No head.
Bonnet.
Bonnet. So, yep. I ain't going to let you get away with the headscarf. Bonnet.
Bonnet. But I couldn't understand what he was talking about. And, you know, then after what,
about 2 hours.
2 hours?
Yeah.
2 hours, I was able to kind of glean it. And then it really...
She said kind of glean. I like that. That's good. Go ahead.
But no, it really wasn't until the next day because I take time, and when things really bother me, when we have these little tussles, I'll wake up and it'll still be on my mind and I'll just be thinking about it. And it dawned on me. I was like, oh, I never gave any thought to a man's perspective as far as like what they want. All I think about, I guess, is what I want when I'm looking for a man, when I'm looking for a husband, but I don't really think about, or I've never really listened to what they want, but I have projected my own thoughts of what I think they want or what society has told me they want, but I've never actually listened to a man tell me what he wants. And it was hard for me to receive, but eventually I did. So that's what I told him. But also we learned like there's like a generational thing. Like I told him, I literally grew up with a stocking cap on, like from the time I was young. So like, it's almost like a safety blanket. So I was telling him like, even when we were having that kind of argument, I was going to wash my hair the next day. I didn't have to wear it, but I put it on because that's literally what I'm used to doing. Like, I don't know anything else. And I feel naked without it. So yeah, we came to a compromise, silk or satin sheets and pillowcases for me eventually.
So let me explain and praise Yah. See, Ari, the reason why Ari is getting so much progress in our ministry calls and her growth is because Ari has the ability to debate or stand her ground or not, I'm trying to look for the right words, agree to disagree, that's a good one, or glean a little, like she said, but what her gift is, when she go away on her own over the next couple of days, she thinks and replays And it never fails. She always end up saying, I understand what you were saying. And then she breaks it down. That is such a gift, guys. In order to die to these things, you have to be able, because a lot of the women in the moment, you get defensive because everything you've been taught is being challenged. You got to remember, Babylon has trained you. So remember, the awakening is challenging everything you were taught. It's like saying you got to remove everything. And you tell a Black woman to remove everything, it's like, what? You know what I mean? So it's like, we know, we come from a stiff-necked, hard-headed, rebellious people. We know what Yah calls us. So, but for those of you who are able to ponder and think and play it back, that's you getting with Yah, the Ruach. You're allowing the Ruach time to Yah time to pour in. Remember, I'm just supposed to plant the seed. I am not Yah. I am not the Ruach. I will plant the seed. The reason why sometimes it takes 2 hours because they won't let the seed be planted. I can't get the seed in the ground. They will not stop. That's why I'm like, this ministry is hard work. You just don't understand. My calls be no joke. Like, I've done it so many times, I'm so used to it. Like, that's what she's doing, bumping head. They will not let that seed, it was cement. They like, there ain't no seed coming in. I am not receiving that. I want to hold on to my body. I want to hold on to whatever. And then see, when she was breaking down about generational, because I broke down generational, there was a time there was no bonnet, meaning no Black woman was putting no bonnet on their head. I remember a time before a woman was wrapping the hair. Remember the hair wrap, guys? Right? When you wrap it up and look like a boy, you got this hair wrapped around your head, you look like a boy to me. I ain't trying to go to bed. I didn't marry you looking like, if you would have looked like that when I met you, I wouldn't be here. You see, I wouldn't have kicked it all day. You wouldn't have me if your head was wrapped like that. What makes you think now you got me? I want to go to bed looking at that every night. How am I supposed to be like, okay. So I told her, generationally, there was a time there was no head wrap. There was no such thing. What did the women do? They just went to bed with their natural hair. And she couldn't even conceive it. Because she was like, well, what did they do? I'm like, I don't know. What did they do? Got up and did their hair? I don't know. There was no head wrap. There was no do-rags. There was no bonnets. We just went to bed. So you go to bed with the woman that you see. Another thing I told her, which a lot of people ain't gonna like, do y'all know the other nations don't wear that stuff going to bed? They literally go to bed. I understand we have woolly hair, and Hasatan has made our women do, I don't know, it's something he put on them where it's like, and you know what the scriptures say about the other woman and the children of YAHSHUAH, the combination, they want other women and all that. But I'm trying to tell y'all something. Those other nationalities is not going to bed with no bonnet on and all that stuff. They look like the way they look. That's what we were doing too. The so-called Black woman. They wasn't going to bed with bonnets and all. They wasn't wearing all this crap that they got our women doing. It wasn't a thing before. So when we got to that part, that's when we found out it was generational, because she said she was raised from little girl putting the bonnet on. And I'm like, oh, that really makes sense.
Stocking cap. There's a difference.
Okay, so it's a stocking cap. No, it's a difference. I know a stocking cap is because men wear. So yeah, it's a difference. But wearing something over your head. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Okay, so yeah, because the bonnet wasn't really out back then. No, it's kind of later. They were always there, but I mean, women wasn't wearing it. That came later. That came almost within the last 10 years or something, that bonnet thing. They walk around in Walmart with it on. It's like a whole thing. You know what I mean? So yeah, that came later. So yeah, so what you were saying was they was putting something over your head since a little girl. So that's all she knew. So she said it became she realized as she pondering later, it's like well, no, that was in the minute. You said it's like a comfort, like a blanket, so she said, even though she was about to wash her hair, I think it was another night or something.
The next day.
And she did not need to put nothing on her head because there's no need for her. She's going to wash it. She still put something on her head. So that means it's like a stronghold. Now, I told her what I was saying was, women, daughters of Yah, you have to be careful. Not all men care. And we're going to get back to the lesson, but this is life experience stuff. Not all men care. If your husband don't really care, you have to be sure though. Now, this is where you can make a mistake. Men, we don't tell the truth. We are wired to agree with you, to not bring you harm, to like say, yeah, okay, perfect example. Does this dress look nice? Yeah, it look knowing doggone well you don't like that dress. We are conditioned like that. You ain't gonna be like, nah, that's ugly. Take it off. Put something, 9 times out of 10, men won't. Most men, especially raised with women and feminized men, they're not gonna tell you that they don't like you. They're not gonna say anything. What ends up happening is you end up, that's why the divorce rate is, that's why so much cheating and stuff that be happening. Because the same thing, come on, y'all, the same thing that you use to catch him, you no longer care. You wouldn't be caught dead looking like that when you was trying to get the man. Now that you got the man, that's not what the scripture says. You are to keep yourself. You're supposed to keep the attraction.
Can I just add in too?
Yes, who might got her hand up and your mama just said something? Come on, y'all, this is good. Go ahead, Ari.
So past
got her hand too. Let's go. And I can wait till the comments. It's gonna go down on this. Let's hear it.
No, but just past the bonnet situation, what it did was when I reflected the next day, I got to just research and kind of like going down a rabbit hole a little bit. And what I realized is that I don't have a lot of experience in relationships, in anything healthy. So I don't really know, like, other than my parents, of course, I've seen it modeled, but I don't know the mechanics of how it works, if that makes sense. So like, I don't know what they discuss behind closed doors. I don't know how they've grown together since the time they were young, before they had myself or my other 2 sisters. So I don't know how they've grown together, but I see the end result of that. So what happened with the whole bonnet thing, after I started researching and I realized that I have a lot of ingrained misconceptions about relationships and about marriage and the role of a husband and a wife. Like I'm learning that, and I'm learning that women, especially in America, in the West, have been conditioned to think the wrong way. Basically, we've been conditioned, like those in my generation, a little bit before and definitely after, to be independent. Like, we're not raised or taught how to be a wife, how to run a household or be in the marriage. And so that's probably why the divorce rate is so high. One of the reasons is because nobody really knows what to expect or what they're doing. And then when it gets tough or it's not this fairy tale picture, they want to leave. And I'm not talking about extreme cases like abuse and stuff like that. I just mean from what we're being fed versus what's reality. And for me, it's like, oh, I don't really know the reality and the real expectations that I should have for myself and my partner and how we cohabitate together. I don't really understand the mechanics of how that works. And now, like I told you, as I was digging, it made me come up with questions that I have to answer for myself before I can consider marriage, because I need to really know, like, do you really understand what this process is and what your role is in it? Like, are you okay with that? Are you, do you really understand what it means to be submissive? like really it means agreeable. Are you ready to be agreeable? You know, like not argue for 3 hours over a bonnet, but, you know, willing to listen respectfully and receive. And are you really willing to have a man as your head and let him lead and guide you? When up until this point, you know, outside of my parents' home, it's just been me and Yah, basically. So I've compiled a list of questions that I still have to answer. But if we had never gone round and round about the bonnet, I would not have come to this point. So
that opened big door, right? Remember how he came out of the blue? But y'all be doing that. He does it all the time. You know, he does it when he wants. He'll hit a topic. And I think we was about to hang up. We was finishing the call. Like we was about to hang up. And then from nowhere, I suppose out of nowhere, this bonnet thing, she says, I don't know what. And next thing you know, it just went nuts. We end up bumping heads for the next 2.5 hours. But praise y'all. So the first thing I want to point on, and I got you, Hukma and Yapa. First thing I want to point out, your parents' relationship is very unique. So it's very hard to use them as a foundation base because theirs was from the Shamayim. It's most of the rarest things. Like you really got to be careful because this world is so contaminated that your parents' relationship, there's no model for that. The only model for that is straight from the Shamayim. You understand? You think about it. You could probably count on one hand the families still existing today that have that testimony. You see, very, very rare. So that's a whole nother thing. You know what I mean? That's so. Crap, I should have wrote it down. You were saying, that's why I be wanting to interrupt, but I don't want to be interrupt y'all because y'all be touching stuff. I'm like, yo, but then I can't if I interrupt. But okay, so, because there was so much in there. All right. And then I got you, Doris. Yes, I don't remember what it is, but I'm gonna keep going. The reason why he brought it up, and now you see, look, Ari, it's still getting fruit. You see, from that, now we're about to bring it to the nation, because this is very important. So when he was talking about, that's what you was talking about. You had Hasatan has conditioned our woman away from our traditional roles in Torah. Men too. So the man don't know what, that's why I said that man won't even tell you. You see, but then later on end up cheating on you or something, or end up some crap will happen because we are all dysfunctional. So we're all coming from a place of dysfunction, but what Yah is doing is bringing us back in order. See, he's bringing us revelation to come back everything on every area. Remember, we're talking all script. We're talking relationship. We're talking food. You see what he's doing with us? He's having us come back all of 360, the whole thing come back home, everything all around. This is a proper third. This is the rightful order, right? So that's why they took the men out the home. That's coming in a second and all that. All this stuff was conditioned. So now what you said, you was like in your generation, it was like 80%. Now it's 100%. This generation now is being taught no man at all. Right? I don't need a man. I don't need nothing. I'm going to mess with women. Everything is just totally destroyed. They don't care about ain't no submitting. It's me. I'm going to get my money, everything. That's that me stuff. Right? So what he's doing is, so the thing with the bonnet and the hair and okay, thank you, y'all. I'm coming back. Now, this was, and when I was discussing with Ari, this is where we were compromised because, everything is about compromise. I, as a man of Yah, have to understand where the daughter of Yah or the man of Yah, whoever I'm ministering to, where they're at, and give them pieces so they can eat it slowly. I can't be snatching, take the bonnet off, do this and do that. It's the same thing with food. They're going to be like, everything got to be slowly. So a compromise, she came up with that. I just wear satin silks, all that, right? So what another compromise was, daughters of Yah, I understand our hair, right? Our woolly hair and all that. This was a compromise for y'all to think about. Don't put the bonnet on and wrap the hair up and all that stuff, right? Until literal sleep, meaning everything is over with, if y'all know what I mean, if something's gonna happen, that's done with. You already done made food. You know how you walk around the house. Y'all only got a couple of hours together unless y'all doing home stuff. If you're out to work or whatever, you're walking around. The man is seeing his woman. So something can turn him on and he can do whatever it is he wants. He's seeing what he was attracted to, right? So at the end of it all, when everything is said and done, and you're literally ready to say, okay, we're knocking out, like you could be in the bed, the thing could be on the side by your bed, something, then you could put your bonnet on and just lay down and go to sleep. If it's that serious. But do not be conditioned to what they are doing to all he's seeing. That's really all he's seeing is that, right? Now, also, I'm talking about individualistic. You can have a man who doesn't care, but you can also have men who do care. I'm one who cared. I remember when the rap thing first came out, and I came home and I'm like, I ain't say nothing at first, right? So I'm like, I don't know what that is, but it's ugly. Whatever it is, it was ugly. It just looked like, it was just, I don't know what that was. I wasn't saying nothing. I'm walking around, she talking to me. I'm like, this is so ugly. You know, I'm just like, this is not okay. I don't know what this is. So we went the whole night. Then later on, I'm just like, I had to say something like, what are you doing? What is your hair? This is called the wrap. See, the women, because our hair, we want to keep our hair straight, so it's straight tomorrow. So we wrap it around, you put pins. I was like, but that ain't attractive, dude. And thankful to Yah, you know, it wasn't too much of a debate. It wasn't, you know what I mean? She went back again, and I'm like, yeah, but like, I'm not turned on by it. Like, I like you. Like, I like your hair. I want to see you. I don't want, that's ugly, dude. I'm like, that is ugly. I'm not saying you ugly, but what dude is marrying a girl, we're going after a girl that's looking like that in the street? Y'all don't wear it in the street. That's the whole point. It's like, okay, now go out then like that and go get you a man. You ain't going to do it. So that means it's unattractive. You know it's unattractive if you ain't going to do it, right? So then she agreed, and she never did it. And praise God, never. So, but another man might not have nothing wrong with it, but then other men won't say anything. That's what I want y'all to understand, ladies. Just because a man ain't saying nothing don't mean. It's your job to keep yourself as attractive as you can for your husband, just like when you met him. Do not get comfortable and lazy. I do the same thing. I make sure I keep myself fit. I make sure no matter what, she gonna be attracted to me. You understand? Like the day she was, I'm gonna keep myself, you know what I mean? That's a part of our responsibility unto one another, okay? So Hasatan has trained our woman to get so comfortable that all they care, that's what me and Ari was talking about, but she didn't even realize, it's like, wow, she literally said, I wasn't even thinking about him. I was literally being selfish. She was like, the last thing I was thinking was like, what do he want? Like, is he okay with this? It's right past her head. She like, but then that's when she was like, thank you, uncle. Thank you so much, because I didn't even see it. She was like, she said, I didn't even see it. I don't know what that was, but she said, I didn't even see it. But she, you got to say what, I don't know what that means, lady.
I'm sorry. I was trying to wait, but like, I just had one more thing to say, but please go on. And then before you get to everybody else's question.
Okay. And then mind and Yapa. So she was like, thank you. I didn't see it. And then she said, now I see. Baraka said, first is chicken and now it's my bonnet. I'm out of here. That's so, but I'm gonna read what you said. She didn't say I'm out of here, but that's hilarious. She said, first you take my chicken, now you're gonna take my bonnet. Oh, all the daughters of Yah is coming with the egg, and we gonna kill Uncle Yahshua. Kill Uncle Yahshua. He try to take everything. But yes, so it's so what I want y'all, okay, now listen to this. Y'all remember, don't play. The reason why we keep it raw, we keep it real. All right? Y'all know a big problem is our women are worried about the other nationalities. The other nationalities ain't doing it, guys. I'm telling you, okay? I've dated Hispanic, I've dated the other nationalities. They are not playing that. They are not, they looking good for you when you come home. The whole time, I'm sorry, just a reality check. I'm on y'all side. You understand that? We are a family. Someone has to keep it real and keep it raw. A lot of people don't like it. They want y'all to be lied to. That's what Hasatan does. He doesn't but lie to y'all and feed y'all with a bunch of lies. I'm gonna keep it real. Them women do not do it. Ain't no bonnet, ain't no head wrap, none of that. They look like it's the opposite. They'll look sexy for you every night. But then now this what Hasatan did this to us. But then our woman will get into a fight. You'll literally have an argument. You'll be like, hey babe, like just stitching this, right? Hey babe, would you mind taking that wrap down, that bonnet off of you? She's like, what? What? I'm saying, babe, like, would you look sexy? Oh, I'm not sexy? Oh, this ain't sexy for you? You know what I'm talking about. Y'all know we keeping it real. So I ain't sexy? Oh, I got to let my hair. What you want, a straight-haired white girl? What you want, a white girl? You want my hair down? What you like, I didn't say all that, babe. I'm like, you know, when I met you, oh, when I ain't what you meant, huh? Oh, you can't win, dude. You cannot. This is how Satan got into us. If the man, that's why most men won't say nothing. They literally will die to something they desire just to keep shalom. Because it's always a fight. That ain't submissive. That ain't the proverb. That ain't the other helpmeet. That ain't where if it's the man, you a doggone fool if that woman tell you, stop wearing those holy drawers or something. Let's say some man putting on something stupid ugly, right? And he trying to come every day. You like, all right, dude. Like, listen, you need to, you know what she'll do? I'm gonna go out and buy him what I want him to put on. Come on, y'all. She gonna go buy him what she want and be like, you need to put this on. This how I need you need to look when you go. What's the man gonna do? He gonna do it. Almost no man that you know is gonna be like, I'm gonna keep wearing my holy boxers with my with whatever ugly thing that he got on. They gonna do it. So now, woman, daughter of Yah, he's because this is worldwide, and we need to understand this is why we losing each other. You understand? We are supposed to keep, and then Ari, you can go now. We are supposed to keep what you use to get him is what you use to keep him. Do you understand? Never lose sight. That's why I've never been broken up with in my life. I've never had a girlfriend break up with me, ever in my life. I've been gifted from Yah to keep everything alive. That's just a gift, because there's no way I should have known that. Because very few men that you could ever say, I've never in my life had a girl say, I don't want to be with you, ever. I've always had to break it off because they're acting crazy. But, and that's because of house of time. I learned later, tearing them apart. But it's because I always knew to keep it, whatever I never let it die. Like I was with my ex, and she said, from the day you touched me, first time you touched me, even to now, every time you touch me, I still feel the same tingle, you know, that feeling. And I keep that alive. So, daughters of Yah, receive. It's a hard lesson, but Hasatan has taught you all of that. You care about your looks, how everybody else is going to see you. Let me touch that one more time, and now you go. Everything that you're doing is so when you go out the house, you are presentable to everyone else. You don't even care about being presentable to the one who's supposed to be the most important. Who are you more important for, them or me? And that's literally the question. I'm worried about how I'm going to look when I go out more than how I look when I'm in here with you. So that's why I always came back and was like, wow, I was being selfish. I didn't even realize, I wouldn't even thought, what does he want? Praise Yah that the seed is planted, that maybe it can help some of the daughters, even those who go into a new relationship or those who end one, try to be like, man, let me, and be careful asking them, because a lot of times we're going to say it doesn't matter. I'm a man. And men probably ain't going, I don't know, whatever, like it or not. Some men are telling the truth though, but it's hard for you to know. I don't know how, you'll know your husband, you'll know. He have to be like, babe, listen, babe, I'm serious. Babe, I'm serious. Like he need to be a stone. I don't care. You can wear it. If he say all that, then cool. He don't give a crap. But don't ask him. And he'd be like, no, it's okay. We won't, I wouldn't. It's like, we're kind of scared of y'all. Let's go. That's the truth. We're kind of scared. Happy wife, happy life, all that crap. That the feminization is real, dude. That's just no joke. It's no joke. We literally scared. We want shalom. We scared. Everything gonna be an argument, a fight. And what do they say? That's because you're still so strong black woman. Yeah, I had an opinion. You don't wear opinionated. I was able to tell my opinion. Like, that's a fight. We don't want that. Last thing we want is that. We got that in the world. We want shalom at home. Last thing we want to do is come home and fight with you. So last thing I'm going to do after going through a bunch of mess in the world is come home and look at you in a big bathrobe with a bonnet on, looking just as frumpy as you want to look. Ain't none of what I met you with there. I'm just keeping it honey. You understand? And it's like you got to just ignore it. That ain't cool. Both sides. Men, ain't no frumpy. Keep yourself together. Get yourself fit. What she was attracted to, keep it. Have her keep looking. That's right. That's my man. You know what I mean? Turn her on. You see? So she's still attracted to you. Keep your masculinity. Keep your drive and your aggression. Keep your authority. Women are attracted to that authority. But, ooh, tell me no. We're be like, ooh. They might not say it, but it is. They're like, ooh, I like that. They might not say it. They might talk crap, but he's standing up for himself. See? It's true stuff, guys. You keep your masculinity. All right? That's Hasatan, the feminized. You reverse the roles. The woman is the man and the man is the woman. That ain't Torah. They call it a matriarchal society. That's Babylon, that's Egypt, that's all of them. These other nations. The Torah is patriarchal. You don't like it, then you ain't of Yah. Because it's patriarchal. That's why Hasatan makes everything matriarchal. It's upside down. Man, you keep your cojones. Sorry. It's keeping it real. They're going to respect you. They're going to be attracted to you. They're going to all of it. You'll reignite your dog on fire. You ever heard that? We both have roles, guys. It's according to Torah. And we'll get to that part in a second. Go ahead, Ari, if you remember. And then Hokmah and then Yapa.
Yeah, I just wanted to quickly share one of the questions that I came up with the other daughters of Yah who were currently seeking their mate, like something to ponder on your own. And what I wrote was, what does a man who is righteous, walking in the laws, statutes, and commands of Yah, and following the ways of YAHSHUAH HaMashiach look for in a helpmate?
Woo! That is coming. That's in this lesson.
Proverbs 31, that's what they look for.
Go ahead, Chris. Chris gave you the ultimate answer of them all. But I know it's funny. Go ahead.
Proverbs 31, a virtuous woman.
Right. Praise Yah. And we about to go. So that's what he's doing. So what he's doing is And y'all about to see, after they go share, when we continue, he's going to teach you guys. This is going to be good. Y'all hang in here. This is going to be good. He's going to teach you little things, how we are to conduct ourselves. This is going to be really, y'all going to have a lot of understanding. I'm sorry that the first part, Healthy Hebrew, took so long. Now I think I should have started with this, but it is what it is. You know what I mean? I didn't know which one to start with, but I picked the Healthy Hebrew, but but we're going to get it out. Hukmah and then Yapa, and then we're going to go.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I was wondering, when it comes to, well, you say that the bonnet is, this, you say deception or something? Or
No. I didn't say the bonnet was deception.
oh, well, what were you saying again?
No, all I was saying was the bonnet. How can I say? First of all, it was introduced. It wasn't always there. Like our woman wasn't wearing a bonnet to bed before. What happened is Hasatan has our woman kind of okay. So they're using head wraps and bonnets to look pretty. I mean, so they can be presentable tomorrow when they go out into the world, right? So that's what it's for. But they're not thinking of the homestead, like my husband right here who's with me, who got to look at this bonnet and head wrap when I would have never wore that to get that man. You see? So let's say if you're interested in this man, right? Your future husband, you getting dressed up. You in the house with your sisters and your mother and them, right? So you're getting all dressed up. And your sister tell you, okay, now wrap your hair up and put a bonnet on and then go see him. You'd be like, you crazy? You would never go see that man like that because you'll realize he's going to think it's ugly. It's not attractive. That's why I won't wear it. See, you would never do it. But once you get the man, right? Once you get him secured, then you stop caring what he's attracted to or what I got him with. And now you do stuff that you would have never done before because now you don't care what he thinks. Now you're looking pretty to go outside the home without you realizing it.
So like a seduction aspect for what is not your husband.
Yes.
For your man.
Yes. Now let's say if you go into a corporate job and everything, you don't see that stuff bothers a man when you don't realize. Think of this, and now y'all gonna learn a lot today. Corporate America really destroyed. So let's say if your wife got a corporate job, so you know they wear the corporate little skirts or whatever, not little, but to the knees, right? And you gotta look nice. You got your heels on, you need your hair laid, you gonna look pretty, right? So you get up, you gonna smell good, you gonna look astounding. You gonna look like you look when he met you. Every day to go out where other men see you. But once you come home, you take all that off and you put on the household and wrap your hair, put a bot. So that's all. So these other men get to enjoy what your wife, they get to see this beautiful woman where they get lust after. That's where the cheating and stuff happens, right? So your concern is what the world sees. No longer what he sees. Y'all's point, nobody even be seeing breaking this down. I don't even think I heard these men channels break this down. You understand? Y'all be giving me these revelations, serious understand. And it's really our culture. That's what I'm saying, because I'm trying to teach. These other nations are not doing it. I've been with other nationalities. They don't do it at all. The way they look is the way they look at home. And they'll do the seduction at the home. They'll look, they'll make sure they look nice in the home.
So it seems like it's kind of like witchcraft in a sense of one dressing themselves to be seductive for someone other than their husbands or other than inside the home. I get what you're saying.
Without even knowing it, Hukmah, that's what Hasatan has done. And you don't even see it. Like literally, I've had it happen to me where I was like, it makes a man jealous in a way too, because I'm like, Dad, dude, I'm saying to myself, you go all out to be, but for me, it's like, if I say something, I get an argument. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody got time to be doing all that. But boy, you gotta go somewhere. Boy, you be in there, you be doing it up. You be like, that's part of a destruction of the marriage. Yah has laws in Torah, how we are to conduct ourselves with each other. Remember, the husband is first. So it's YAHSHUAH, then this man, not the world. Y'all got it. YAHSHUAH, the world. Then the husband is probably after that, because you care about what the world thinks, because you will look more pretty for the world than him every day of your life.
Okay,
if nobody say nothing, you'll do it for the rest too. But not even thinking. That's why I was like, man, I even think that I'm being like, I ain't even thinking, what does he want to see? You see? And a man will appreciate it. Okay, so it's a compromise too. It's not saying you have to be seductive. You don't gotta do a show every night, but make sure you look what you gotta put in your head, daughters of Yah, is a simple thing, would I look like this when I was trying to get? That's it. If that answer is no, you answering your own question. Then why am I doing this while I got it? Let me give him something to still be attractive. Let me keep him, let me keep mine. Like, now, men will compromise. But praise Yah, just please be able to humbly receive this. This is why we got so much marriages broken up and relationships broken up. And y'all, we don't even realize how sometimes done so much damage to our nation and our relationship that everything is about everything else.
I have another question.
Okay.
So when I go outside, I'll be having the oil on my scalp. I'll be having the shower cap on underneath on it and then I wrap my hair up, and that's how I usually go outside. So I have like the oil on my scalp constantly, always have some sort of moisture. And then I put the shower cap on so I can have a hot oil treatment while I'm outside doing whatever I need to do. And then I wrap it up.
I'm a little lost. What do you mean when you go? You mean every time?
Like a decorative wrap, like what Yaleen is wearing?
I don't know what she looks like right now. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's
like
not
nobody would see this shower cap.
No one would see it, but
I'm so lost. I'm like, I had no idea what y'all was.
Yeah, because I always have oil on my scalp.
Because you're a woman and you're going out with a head wrap.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. Now, that's a good point.
Because that's what I was thinking. Like, so if the head wrap inside the house versus outside the house, is it even seen as beautiful if it's outside the house the way we've been conditioned so much?
Absolutely.
So what do our men think? Because no one talks to me when I have my head wrap on or anything.
That's right. That's why you're supposed to. That's another. That's good, but that's another reason why y'all ordained it. Because women are trained. Oh, that was good, Hukmah. Hasatan train you to be so beautiful outside the house that all the men are going to be attracted. But if you wrap yourself and have yourself Kadesh, they won't be trying to kick it. They'll be trying to show you respect. They'll be saying, hello, could I open the door? And they'll do it. My ex said that because she was battling me to wear a head wrap so much, and she finally did it. I got it recorded. But she was like, you can't believe, she came back, I can't believe I was treated in Walmart. People were just coming, they was just opening doors. They was treating me like I was a queen. Like I said, exactly. That's what comes with covering yourself and wearing yourself Kadesh, looking set apart. You look like, she was like, and later she reverted back, but whatever. But I remember her saying it, and she came and was like, I've never felt like that before. They've treated me like, because, she wore all the butt popping out and all that crap. You know what I mean? All that pretty stuff. So anyway, that's good, Hukmah.
There's always a contrast.
Yes. And what I want y'all to realize, that was a good point. For daughters of Yah who wear head wraps all the time, right? Every now and then, you also want to, in the home, show your man your hair. Yes. Mm-hmm. You want to mix it up. You just don't want to wear the head wrap. You don't want him just seeing a head wrap. That's it. 24/7, 365 for the rest of his natural life. You also want to take it off, air it out, so he can see your hair. Because remember, a woman's hair is her what? Crown and glory. You see? So he also wants to see your hair. Now, for the woman who wearing hair wraps out the home, shalom, you are winning the game. Like, no disrespect for those who not. I'm just saying the what it does to the man, I can't even explain. Like, you just have so much shalom because like all these men, hair is a seduction. Remember the fallen angels. Remember Rahab. Remember Jezebel. They let their hair down. That's the first thing they do.
And decorate it with ornaments.
Yeah. Thank you. And that's why Yah cursed your head because of the power. Remember my lesson. So, yes, thank you for bringing that up, Hukma. If you, and I didn't know what she was like, I wear what'd she say? A star. I'm like, you go outside with a plastic cap. I was like, I didn't know what
I do.
But I meant without just a plastic cap going outside. Like, I'm like, I'm lost. But no, I forgot. You said you wear the head cover. That's what's under your head cover. Okay, yeah, no one would know that.
So I can take care of my hair while I'm
you getting the hot oil treatment under there.
Yeah, every day.
There you go. I understand. I'm sure your hair is growing like crazy because of it too.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't your husband your covering when you're with him? That's a good question, Kiana. Yes, he is. Yes, he is. But yes, okay, so that's a good, your question, your husband is your covering when he's with you, but if you are going to pray, then you still need to cover, right? Because that's between you and Yah. But if your husband, if I'm going out with my wife, my hypothetical wife, and she don't have to wear a head covering if she don't want to. That's her election because I'm her covering. Absolutely. If she like, you know what I mean? And also, this one's going to be a little testy for people, right? Because people are really religious. Not sexual, but if she wants to, see, women have a desire to feel like they want to, okay, so you know how when you're not with me, you need to be total Kadesh. I mean, you're going to be Kadesh anyway, but I meant, Yah willing. But if we're going out together, nothing revealing, nothing like that, but something that you probably wouldn't wear not around me, if I look at it and nothing's showing, no butt jumping, no boobs are popping, none of that, and you like, is this okay? I'll be like, you want to wear it? Yeah, that's fine with me. You with me. I'm your covering. Whereas maybe if you wasn't with me going out, I might be like, I don't know, you look a little too pretty. Like, you look a little too pretty. Like, I don't know, dude. You might have dudes like drooling at the mouth. But if you with me, nothing sexual, so don't be religious, don't get all crazy. Women, I know y'all know what I'm talking about. It might be an outfit, and I've had it, they look like, is this okay? The way I'm like, it's okay with me, but it ain't okay not with me, just so you know. Don't let me come home and find out you went out with that thing on. Like, yo, dude, not cool. Even though it's not revealing tonight. Sometimes some things just, some things look like you can have one outfit that might just look in another outfit. I don't know. Y'all, women, y'all know. That's women's stuff. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So, yeah, don't get crazy, guys. I ain't talking about no sexy stuff. I'm talking about these religious people. Yahshua said they can dress something sexy. That's a lie. But if you with me, so yes, Kiana, he is your covering when you're with them. So you don't have to wear a head wrap when you're with them. Keep it with you, because what if y'all go into a prayer session? You want to be able to, put that covering over your head. That's for Yah. Does he cover you? That's a good one. I guess he would. I guess that would be a covering in an emergency. You don't have a head covering and y'all all of a sudden y'all going into something. I would think for the men of Yah, I would think in that situation that you pronounce it to the Shamayim and you say, Yah, under the authority of the Shamayim, she does not have a physical covering over her head. I am her covering. May I be able to cover her in this moment while she's in prayer with pronounce it. Step into the authority and take that physical covering to get Yah's blessing. I think that will be okay. Praise Yah. Praise Yah. So in that moment, but that's why I told y'all, daughters of Zion, in the other lesson, keep something in your pocket, keep something with you, just in case. You know what I mean? You need to go into prayer and you cover that head. All right, praise Yah. Yah, thank you for being so patient. I know that was a long time. It looked like your hand was up for a long time.
Yes, hello.
Shalom.
Okay. I'm glad that you had actually spoken on this. This was really, really good. I'm really glad that you touched on it. And I feel 100% that what you're saying is right. I'm a woman. I'm a female. I want to look and feel pretty, But I also find myself at times, because in my mind, when my husband goes to work and he comes home, in my mind, I'm like, oh, I'm had this and everything taken care of. But then I find myself throughout the day, because I have a 9-month-old, a 2-year-old, a 5-year-old, a 7-year-old, a 13-year-old, a 16-year-old, and my oldest is 20. He's not home. He's on his own now, and I find throughout the day, I can't even get, I don't like to say break, but just like a mommy moment,
Yes.
a moment. My oldest daughters, they help me a lot. But they still need, their individual times too. And then they all need my time. And I find myself, it'd be hard for me to even put my eyebrow pencil on without somebody saying, Mommy. Mommy. Tell her to stop. Get her. I'll still nurse my baby. So by the time my husband come home, I be tired.
Done.
I'm tired. I cook. My girls, they will help me. Sometimes they will cook. I want to make sure that when he comes home, he has stuff to eat. The house is clean. Turn around. I'll do one room. Come back. That room is I never did it. Someone needs some tissue in the bathroom. A sock is missing. Somebody messing with somebody's toy and stopping them from, and plus they're homeschooled. So it's just I find it sometimes hard for me personally to doll myself up, even though that's what I want to do. I go, I get myself together in the morning time in the bathroom, and that's it. Because throughout the rest of the day, I'm in mommy mode.
Yes.
He's at work, and when he comes home, I can't do wife mode. I'm I'm asleep. I'm tired. Yes. And I don't mean to do that to him. And he is very, very, very understanding. Because sometimes when he comes, we want to watch a movie, and we wind up the movie is watching us.
Amen.
We just be but it's just that quiet time that we both went. Oh my gosh. I don't even remember the last time.
Your situation is special as well. Because you got to also remember, everything it's not a general across the board. So I'm talking generally. So Baraka, about y'all's situation is special, and yours is special because y'all have 8 with 7 children. Right?
Yeah.
7. Right. So that's a special situation. So the woman with 7 children all the way up, by the time that husband come home, she's spent unless she had help. This is why they messed our family structure up, because we would, for your situation, if Hasatan and the curses didn't do what it did to us, us as the husband will enable you to have a nanny. You see, so you would have help. Mm-hmm. So in our rightful situation, you would have a helpmeet to help you, so that you would be able not to be so spent and exhausted. But because of what Babylon and everything did, you're doing the best you can in your situation. So I understand, and he knows that too. And that's the thing that comes with children and 8 kids. Now you'll have people, listen to this, y'all, you'll have people that'll do what you're saying and they only got 1 kid.
Yeah. Yes.
And will literally deny this man and act like they can't do nothing and all this. So like, you got 1 child. I used to say, I had ex like that. I'm like, dude, I know women with 5 and 6 kids that be doing all that type of stuff and you got 1 child and got help. I'm helping, your sister helping, everybody else. And you just a weak woman complaining. You know what I mean? That's all that is. But so your situation is understandable.
And it's like, I want to spend the time with my husband. I want.
but we can't find, y'all can only get in where you fit in, right?
Exactly. And then most of the time, somebody's at the door. Like, we just want to watch a movie together. Mm-hmm. They were just like, let's watch a movie together. And nope. Mm-mm.
So now,
and it's like,
your situation is different, but the fact I can hear when you first was talking that you acknowledge it. See, that's the difference. That's what I'm talking about. They're not even acknowledging it. That's the difference. See, you acknowledge it, you really can't do nothing about it. But when you can, I can tell you try to do something about it. That's all we can ask for. Yeah, that's all we can. And the man understands. See, when you got 8 kids and you with your wife and y'all doing that, that's a whole different mind frame. You in a whole different, you in super mommy daddy mode kid. Like so that's a whole nother circumstance too. But praise Yah that you did understand and receive. And thank you for letting me know that you found this edifying as well.
Oh, yes, I really did. I really appreciate it because it's true. Like, I am a woman. I want to look pretty for my husband. And, I was with him since I was 18. I'm 40 now. So,
praise God.
We've been through a lot together. And I want him to still find me attractive. I don't walk around all day with a bonnet on, but I had my hair wrapped up and.
But
I can't let it down. Right. I'm a mommy doctor.
Super mommy mode. That's referee, a whole different.
Just everything in one day. And then he comes in, we like, oh, hi, hug, kiss. And I give him his food and he be out. And I'm right there next door.
See, that's a difference. See, like we're different. Like it's different when you're going in war mode. Let's say we're in the times of war. When you adjust to your situation, y'all are in super mom. See, when you got 8 kids, everything changes. You see? So we're talking a new couple with no kids, that's different. Couple with 1 kid or a couple with like kids are gone. But when you're talking brand new babies and all that, that's a whole different war mode. You know what I mean? You got fatigues on, you know what I mean? Virtual fatigues. You're like, we're at war. It's like a whole different. So praise Yah that y'all even have each other to have that and that understanding. And y'all, it's no problem. That's how y'all making it work. You know what I mean? By coming together and doing it and creating so you're sustaining and providing for your home. But thank you so much for for sharing and letting me know that you received.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Akoti Shanita.
I just wanted to, I was just agreeing with Yapa. Look like we are about the same age and I got 5 kids and it's like by the time you get to that point, like, getting to yourself, you on the back burner, but like she said, you a woman, you want to be attractive for your husband or whatever, but it's like, by the time I get there, I'm tired, and then now he work nights. So that is like a whole nother thing, so it's our schedules is basically opposite. So by the time he getting home, I'm getting up to get my day started and get these kids ready for homeschool and cooking and cleaning. And, I'll be lucky to wash my face and brush my teeth like half the time. So that's like, it's just like to do that extra stuff. But so like I'm very guilty of the bonnets. Like that be my go-to all day. Like, and then that's what was when I was working. I'm so guilty of that. Like I'd be like, well, I'm going outside. I got to get it together. I can't go outside looking like this.
Looking like this.
No, and then when I'm at home, it's like, boy, please, I'm at the house. I'm not gonna do that. So I totally get where you're coming from, but like it's hard to find that balance. That's what, and like she said, she got a 9-month-old, I got an 11-month-old.
See, that's different.
You know, it just trying to get that time back for yourself is kind of hard to figure that balance out, you know. But I mean, I guess we just do the best we can. But just hearing you say that coming from a man's perspective, because my husband don't say that. He ain't gonna say that. Because, you know, he like, you know, he understands that I have a lot on my plate. So he tries to help as much as he can, you know. But then I don't want him to help me do that stuff because I'm like, you're working. And, you know, I'm here with the kids and I'm doing what I should be doing. So, I mean, I guess it's just the balance of the roles and just trying to figure it out or whatever. But even like what you had said last week about having the kids and stuff, like when I was pregnant with my last baby, you know how many Black women told me I was crazy to be in my 40s having another baby. Like, girl, I would have had an abortion. You tripping. It's time for me to be single and not single, but, you know, not raising no kids. I got grandkids. Like most of the people my age have grandkids. So they think I'm crazy to still be having kids. And not seeing nothing wrong with that. So it is just a societal thing. Like this, it's taught us so much that the things that we should be doing, we're not doing that anymore. So what we're doing looks really crazy to most people. You know, they think something wrong with us.
Absolutely.
So, but I was just agreeing with what she was saying. Like this is so true.
Praise Yah. Thank you so much for sharing. And you and YAHSHUAH special situations as well. So it's like, thank you guys for sharing, because we don't even think of the special situations, because I'm talking in general, and then I forgot that woman with 8 kids and 5, like y'all, it's a whole different ball game when you got that many kids. And you're right, your husband not gonna say something, but at least I do like that y'all are acknowledging it. So what it's doing is like, yeah, okay, when I do get to a stage, because it will come a stage where it will settle a little bit, then you're going to be realized like, okay, I need to, you know, keep it alive for my husband. You know what I mean? Like keep it, but praise Yah that you guys have those situations where you have the other half and you're both coming together to run the family and keep the ship afloat, keep the family, you know, keep it. And it just requires certain sacrifices. That's the word. Those are sacrifices. That's why everybody should be having kids. So the problem is people who have kids and they don't realize I lose everything. You see how y'all was like, I ain't got time for me. That's why everybody's supposed to have kids, because everybody can't handle it. So then they judging you because you can be a super mom. You got a gift from y'all. Y'all ain't got this gift. So I'm not messing with you about your gifts. Don't mess with me. Don't say my gift is a bad thing, because you can't do this. I guarantee you can't run these 5 kids, 8 kids. You go insane. You literally, you know, they be throwing kids in the garbage and drowning them in water and stuff like that. You couldn't handle this. So it's a gift and a strength. So everybody don't got that. So that's why y'all situations are special. So thank you for sharing that, because for those Hebrews and those companions and even Gentiles out there who listen, who fall under your category, you addressed it. Because I definitely wasn't addressing your category. That's a special circumstance. Even that's why I say Barak about y'all had a special circumstance as well too. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna let both of y'all go. Just give me 1 second. Let me touch on one thing and then I'm gonna let y'all go. So when I was saying men are visual and women are provisional, so that's how we got into this, by saying men are visual, but women are provisional. And a woman's nature from Yah, her nature is to be provided for. In her DNA, she's looking for that strong protector, provider, you understand? In her DNA, it's just natural. Men is the opposite. We're looking for someone we're attracted to, nurturer, like the feminine characteristics. Someone to love us, nurture us. It's totally different. Now, they tried to blur the lines, but you can't blur Yah's DNA. You know what I mean? But so that's why the woman's natural provisional nature turned into what you call gold diggers, or them chasing the bag, or them wanting a sugar daddy. You see? It turns to whoredom, because what you don't understand, it's the original nature that the woman is looking for. It's the in the animal kingdom, they look for the alpha, the one who can breed, the one who the best genetics to further the breed. It's just our natural genetic nature. That's why men look for women. They say women with hips and women with, they describe that in science or whatever, that we genetically look for a woman that could be a good breeder, and that's a sign that it's stuff that's in our DNA. And that's what I'm saying. Men are visual. That's why you see through the scriptures, it'd be a lot of these women being beautiful, or they're attracted to them for some way, meaning it's not stand as beautiful to me. You see, you don't have to be someone else might think is not beautiful, because I'm like that. I've been attracted to girls that some people say look nerdy, right? And I'm like, I don't know. I think I like them. I think they're cute. With somebody else, normal beauty, like even my exes, they'll be like, ugh, gee, whatever. But I'm attracted to her. I'm literally like, I could be with her. Like I would even marry her, where it ain't your standard beauty, where she would look like a nerd or something. That's what I'm saying. It's spiritual. So the men being visual is attracted to you. He's attracted to you. That's why I'd be saying, like, she's the most beautiful woman in the world. You see that statement? That's how I feel when I'm with someone. When I'm with someone and I'm really in love with you, she's the most beautiful woman in the world to me. It doesn't mean physically she's, the most whatever they say. To me, she is. That's all that counts. You see? The Hasatan have you in the world like everything else. What does everything? Likes, social, or everything what everybody else thinks. That's Hasatan. What to Yah, it's what's in here, your nucleus. She is the most beautiful in the world to me, and I don't care what nobody else look like. I could care less. I don't care what y'all think. This is to me. This is my wife. She's beautiful to me, and I'm satisfied and I'm happy. And if she's like Chris said, she's being a Proverbs 31 woman, and I'm doing me, I'm being a man of Yah. We have a marriage of the Shamayim. I don't give a crap what y'all think. Ain't got nothing to do with what other people judge. So that's what I was saying about daughters of Yah. Make sure you look as beautiful as you can for that man. Not when you ain't talking about the super moms with the 8 kids, whenever you can find the time, that's a whole different circumstance, you know what I mean? So, but we're talking about all of us with, the general, type of life and relationships. Try to look as beautiful you can. So women are provisional. They're looking for a man to provide, and it ain't just physical money. You providing wisdom, covering, guidance, you see, leading, and physical provisions. Provisional. I need a provider. And you provide her love, protection, All these things are provisions. I'm probably gonna let me just add this in. That's why we have to be very careful. You can be attracted to a person's attributes and think you're attracted to the person. This has happened to me. People are attracted to the attributes in me. It could be the YAHSHUAH. It could be my intelligence, seem like I'm a good man, or because the attributes that you see in me are the attributes that you desire in a husband. Same thing as a man. When you can think it's the person, but it's not the person. It's the attributes in the person. Those attributes describe in your heart what your husband is to you. Remember, it's individualistic. So you can see someone, and if you see their attributes and stuff, you can think you're attracted to the person or maybe even falling in love, but it's really the attributes of that person. It don't have to be that person. If you place those attributes in another person, that's still describing your husband. Because remember, we can describe our other half. I can literally, it's happened to me. I've heard the attributes of a woman without ever seeing her. And I was like, that's my wife. Literally heard someone else describe a woman's character, her attributes, right? Everything that she is, and this and that and all this. And I'm like, that is describing my wife to a T without ever seeing her. Not knowing if she attractive, men attractive, none of that. That can happen. And that's why I was cautious about why I didn't think he was going to release the ministry with me being single because of that. I'm being transparent here. Because I'm like, if daughters of Yah can see these attributes, why wouldn't some of them be attracted to that? Because it'd be describing some of them, this is what they want their husband to be. See, same thing happened to me. I found out that it wasn't the woman. The reason why I'm teaching you this, because I found out it wasn't the woman, it was the attributes that I was attracted to, right? Now, it's what you do with it. There's nothing wrong with that because we're human. What do you do with it? If you find out that this person, man or woman, is not attracted back to you, right? Now what do? Do you curse them? Do you be mean? Do you hate them now? Because if that's what you do, then that means it was all a lie from the beginning. It's what you do with it. When I found out that this woman, it wasn't reciprocal, I just was like, this is my wife. Like, it was what am I going to do with it? Now, am I going to act funny now? Now, am I going to? No. I have to receive. That just means you ain't my wife. That just means it wasn't you. That means it was just the attributes in you. My wife, wherever she is out there, and she got those same attributes. Do you see? What I know, what Yah had to give me understanding. I didn't know this attribute. This is relatively a new revelation that he let me know because I needed understanding. And I had already said it's what you do with it. Because I gave a description. Perfect example. And it's funny, I gave a description. If a man see a a beautiful woman. She's smart. She's intelligent. She has a loyalty to Yah. She's submitting. She's calm. She's understanding. All them attributes, man. What do they, don't let her be attractive. Dudes would be like, that's my wife. Everybody be like, that's my wife. That's my wife. That's my wife. It's the attributes. See? We are to take on the attributes of Hamashiach, the characteristic. When you guys said, what do men want in a woman? And he said the Proverbs 31 woman, all you have to do is read the attributes of the Proverbs 31 woman. And once you become that, we all want you. You have your pick. Amen. It's going to be like, that is my wife. Because this is what same thing reversed with the woman. He gave me the understanding. Of course, because the attributes that I'm showing, and it's only because I'm in a public forum. So you're getting to see it. You're getting to see the wisdom, understanding, the laugh. You can tell I'm a good person. I don't look too bad, so that don't make it no easier. You know what I mean? I look okay. And you could feel the strength, like you could tell he a protector, a provider. You see? What did I just say? Woman of provisional. So you can assess all of that. Oh, I could tell I'll be safe with him. He gonna work. He got it's boxes you check off. Check, 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 check. You check all the boxes off. You like, that is my husband. If you're not careful, you're like, that's my husband. That's my husband. That's yes, you're my husband. People they do that in the world. They do it to stars. They do it to pastors, all that. So you have to be very careful. Y'all taught me it's the attributes in the person. And it's what you do with it. If you find yourself attracted to a person, look past and see, what am I attracted to? Some people just attracted to looks. That's vanity. See, they don't care about no attributes. They just want, he's sexy. That's what Hasatan has the word. He cute. You don't know this he an idiot. He a a-hole. Like Ari said, that dude, the dude that was in the car, he was a big a-hole. But he cute. That's what the world at now. Oh, he hot. He hot. He hot. That's all the little young girls say in the car. He hot. I was like, it's so disgusting. I said, why is everybody hot? That's all y'all care, that he hot? That's all you care about. He hot. Ooh, he hot. That means he cute. That's all they care. That's all that matters. So it's different. Remember, if you have substance, then you're looking for substance. So you have to be very careful and understand it's not this man, it's the attributes of this man. And so I was thanking y'all for giving me the understanding, because what I know is we're about to release our ministry with the documentary, and a lot of people are going to be coming, and I'm going to have to be guarded up, because Hasatan going to be sending all type of counterfeits. Then you're going to have other women that's going to see the attributes and might same thing. So he's giving me to get the understanding out. Praise Yah. He just revealed, and I'm like, that makes sense. So it'll be the attributes of Uncle YAHSHUAH. When think about it, Uncle YAHSHUAH, but do you know YAHSHUAH? That's the difference. YAHSHUAH is a person too. Uncle YAHSHUAH pours and works and just ministers to everybody and helps everybody and tires and labors. But YAHSHUAH can be sad sometimes and lonely. You see? Do you know Uncle YAHSHUAH? That was my thing in the world. They all like Rashawn. Rashawn is power, respected, fly. How you make them feel. But at the end of it all, when we broke up, did you still love Rashawn? Did you still care? Did you still want him to? No. So I mean, you never really loved him. Because at the end of my relationships, I wanted y'all to go marry and get a good man and have a good life. I wanted what's best for you, but you want what's worse for me. So that means it was selfish. You didn't love me. You loved the image of me. You love how I made you feel. Because if you loved me, then even after we broke up, you would still want the best for me. You want me to find a good woman, have a good life like I want for you. And like I said to you, I'll be, anytime they call, they could call me for anything. I'll get in that car, I'll pick them up, I'll drive them to the hospital, anything. You are still family. That's because mine was genuine. It was literally unconditional. It was ahava. That meant I really loved you. But you didn't really love me. You loved this image. Because if you really loved me, then you'd be saying the same thing to me. You'd be saying, well, we still family. Like if you have, emergency, I'm there. You know what I mean? Like my ex, when I needed the surgery, she wouldn't even come. And I had nobody to be in the surgery room when y'all was telling me don't go when it first happened, the lockdown. And she was trying to say go when I was dying. And I was like, they're going to kill me. I will have nobody in the waiting room. This black boy with dreads, they're going to kill me on this table. Nobody there. And I said, will you come? And she said, no. And I'm on my deathbed. And this woman is in love with, I'm telling this woman, oh, she won't marry me. He won't marry me. And I love you. How is that love? Whenever it was reversed, if she'd have called me on her deathbed, where you go? I'm coming. You see? I'm gonna be in that hospital, make sure ain't nothing gonna happen to you. You still family. I don't care. That's unconditional love. So we have to be careful, guys. I want you to understand. That's fake love. That's hasatan. So be careful. This happened to me. This woman had these attributes, and I thought it was my wife, but it wasn't. But that means my wife still has these attributes. See? So when you know the attributes that you're looking for, don't settle. That's what y'all want you to know. Don't settle. You know those attributes? Find him. He's out there. Don't settle. I'm not going to settle. She's going to have these attributes. Otherwise, I won't be getting that. Because now I know. And that's for all of us. Now, to those who fall into that situation, it's how you deal with it. If you turn evil and wicked, then you are evil and wicked. You didn't love this person. It was all selfish. Now you turn against him. It's unrighteous. So he wants to get that understanding that it's about attributes. I'm going to go into a little bit and then we can close out a little bit more. I'm not going to finish this lesson, of course. We went too long. And I guess next week, I guess this became a relationship lesson in the healthy Hebrew because the other thing is so powerful, like we ain't going to be able to get to it. It's not a lot, but yeah, because I got some dope stuff though. There's less. Hukma, your hand was up. Did you want to share?
Hold on, let me see where I was, because I wrote it out. I just wrote out a little something of it, just on observation.
Okay.
In the common or standard Black household, beauty of the Black woman is falseness to begin with. Fake hair, a woman regrowing her hair might have oil or natural twists or braids without any length.
Mm-hmm.
False nails or polish, fake eyelashes, makeup. Let's think about a woman coming into the truth and starting new. No falseness in her. Learning to do her hair without the flat iron, the weave, or even the blow dryer. Fixing her skin without makeup, toxins, while her husband watches her whole process and beginning. How does one be beautiful and feel beautiful? Then when the idea of beauty is lost or anew, like you were saying.
That was beautiful. I am going to cut that and I'm going to start this whole lesson out with that statement. That was really, really, that was like poetry. That was a beautiful writing. Very, very, very profound. It literally said it all. It's literally because of the curses. See, we are just coming from out under the curses. So we have 400 years of indoctrination of hating ourselves and diminishing ourselves, and everything that they said was ugly, they imitate. You see, they pump their lips up with fat from their butt. Remember, they used to say, call us big lip, bubble lips, and say big lips was ugly. You know, everything, the big butt was ugly before. So the serpent seed has destroyed our, what they call that, self-esteem and love
That's
of
why
ourselves.
I said this information is could be possibly damaging, because, you know, just looking at, you know, just turn on the TV and where you'll see like these real housewife women, you know, the implants, the hair, you know, the money, you know, the men.
It's literally the serpent seed. When you look at what he did, it's literally the fallen angels, what they describe, the makeup. I mean, it's all over.
The beautifying of the eyebrows.
What? Fake boobs, everything is out and exposed, naked. It's the days of Noah. And glorified. And I'm the God. And I'm a goddess. Don't forget that part. Worship me. Me. Worship me in all my glory. I'm a boss, Itchbay. You see? I'm a boss. It's my word.
And I think part of it is because how they're imitating us, it draws us as Hebrew women to be like, to get that haughtiness. You know, they want to be, I'm God. So since I'm God, they want to look like me. So that just hypes me up.
That's what it did in the scripture, the haughtiness. That's why he cursed you in the beginning. The daughters of Zion are haughty. They walk with outstretched necks, right? Clinking and tinkling as they go. That's the whole curses from the beginning. Nothing new under the sun. Hasatan doing it all over again, because if you do it all over again, you back at that curse again.
And you're drawing everybody else in with you.
Dragging everybody. Because remember, the Black woman is the key. She is the foundation. If you take her, you got everything.
Everyone.
The whole nation. That's why he's after her. He got to be after her, because nothing else means anything but her. She takes everything down with a civilization. Everything goes down with her.
Because those are her children.
Thank you.
Those are her babies.
It's all her babies, the whole world. Everything is her babies that came through her loins. She gave birth to it all.
To her. They
absolutely. Everybody.
She's the mother.
She is the mother. Come on, Ma. I ain't even put that lesson out. I got a lesson I broke. He wasn't even here, then I broke that down. I ain't released it yet. Went in. That's what, praise y'all. You hit it right on the nose, Ma. That's it. And that's why I see he needs this to come out. So for daughters of Zion, I got you, Barack Abaya, and you can continue to, and then Ari too. That's why he needed this understanding. I see. This is part of the healing, guys. Remember, in order to heal, you have to do the surgery. You have to cut in, to cut the cancer out. People are scared to cut in. I was even a little scared. You ain't see me? You know what the fear was? When I was like, I'm gonna have to watch this to see if I'm gonna put it out. That's fear. I'm scared that the Black woman gonna come, but I can't have fear. I have to do the will of Yah. We have to cut these cancers out. We have to heal. We are the remnant. This is about saving our remnant. Everybody else can do whatever they want. They're going to the lake of fire anyway. It ain't about them. What did Chris say? See how simple men are? It was beautiful. I couldn't have said it more beautiful. As soon as you said, what do they want? Well, he said, go look at Proverbs 31. That was it. Proverbs 31.
And one last thing, drink your water, sir.
Oh, thank you for that. Thank you. I am so thirsty. I don't know how you knew it, but I am literally dying of thirst right now. Mouth is dry and everything. Thank you. Barack Abaya, if you still there, man. Thank you, Ma, so much.
Yes, please drink your water. There you go. Good.
Thank you, ladies. I was dying of thirst.
I'm glad you drank your water.
Thank you.
There was so much tonight, and and I've said it to you before, when you touch on these topics, specifically of women, it's hard. It's a hard pill to swallow. So what I usually do is try to see where it's tugging at me, and is it either at the soul or is it at the flesh? And because I know spiritually who you are, I was like, oh, this is a flesh thing. It's messing with the flesh. So the thing is, though, and I'm not going to speak for everybody, I have to say he's telling the truth. And I know this because I live with a man. So after your conversation with Ari, she did call me, and she asked me some questions. And I told her, like I probably said here before, you grow over time. So as a wife, who I am today is different than the wife I was in my 30s, in my 40s, and definitely my young 20s. So I just want to say that when it comes to taking care of ourselves, and I think this is why my husband too brought up the minister of wellness earlier, because Israelite women, we come with a unique set of factors that no one else in the world has had to deal with. But again, I live with a man. So my husband, we started having children at age 20, and boom, we're off running. Now we had 3, but we kept them busy and in a lot of activities. And so there wasn't a lot of time for us during that time. But as they have moved out just recently and we are truly empty nesters, we've been able to turn our focus back to us. And in doing so, we've changed our nutrition. We're exercising. And those shapes that we used to have back in the day are coming back. So I've never been one, and my children will tell you, I am not into fashion. I could care less. Actually, my husband picks out my clothes for me because I will go and I won't buy anything new forever. And whatever he can't fit anymore used to become mine. And he's like, no, I don't want you looking like a boy in boys' clothes, so on and so forth. But as we are exercising and eating, I'm checking him out more and he's checking me out more. Just the other day, I put a dress on and literally I have my little hourglass coming back. And, he's always told me too, I want to look at you. I'm not supposed to look at the women in the world. And he knows it's hard.
Absolutely.
He used to go to the gym and he was like, I can't even go anymore. He's like, I'm a man. And so I had to ask, we have to have this conversation. I'm like, what is it? What do you think automatically? Because I don't have that same issue when I see men, so I respect that you guys, you have a lot to deal with because the women are scantily clothed. I've always been a long skirt type person down to my ankles. And that's just me. And that's how I am today. If I'm going to wear something nice, it's going to cover all my skin. I'm not going to be cold for anybody. And, I'm going to have flat boots on, but my husband wants to love me and look at me. And I have to respect that. I have a friend who is not married. And I know she's very much overweight. So when you hear this anger towards other people, and I've not even been able to have this conversation with, this is not about them. This is really about you. And I know this. So, you're so right. And my husband has been forthright. Some things he's not going to go for because I can do better. I can take extra steps. And like I told Irie, yeah, now, you know, I'm allowed to be home. I'm a stay-at-home wife, and he goes for 12 hours at a time. That's why I'm in another room right now while he's sitting, or while he's in there resting, trying, you know, getting ready to get up and do 12 hours. So, yep, when he comes home, I want to have a meal on the table. I light an incense. It smells good. It looks good in here, so that he doesn't have that worry. And I tell her, even I have to sometimes say, let me freshen myself up, you know, for when I either go get him or when he comes home. Because again, I'm glad I do have a man who, before he steps out, is like, look, I married you. That's where the covenant is. And I want to be with you. I want to be attracted to you. And looking at him now, I'm like, okay, yeah, I see why the two of us got together. And, you know, we fell apart for a little bit there, but we're getting things back together. So just, you know, it is, we're coming out of these curses, and we got to dig. We got to dig out of the ground from way deep under. But let's just encourage one another and be strong for one another. Okay. Praise y'all.
Yeah. Oh, thank you so much for that. That's another piece that I'm gonna cut up and put at the right place, because a lot of this is really hard to digest for our women. So what you just said, when I place it at the right place, will make it easier to digest for what's going to come a little later. I could see that when you were saying, I was like, yeah, that's good, because thank you for that. You said everything. You said everything. Like you said, you're working out now. You're starting to see. Oh, that's so beautiful. It's like, this is the whole point of it. It's the whole thing. It's like we're starting to see each other. Hasatan had us not even seeing each other, like so busy in our head that we don't understand that Yah put it in the scripture. Like, it's literally, we are supposed to, what did he tell Eve? Your curse would be that you would desire your husband. See? Yah said you're going to desire. We're supposed to desire one another. And Barak Abaya, you're so correct when you say in the gym, I don't even go to my big gym no more. I go straight to the little one because I can't take it. We're visual. If we can know what it feels like to give birth, or to have menstrual pains, cramps, or how emotions it make you feel, like, we would be able to express. Y'all would understand, like he understands because he has it. What I'm telling you, ladies, is y'all don't know what this feels like to be visual. It's torturous to be visual, and then to have Hasatan. First of all, we're visual. Now to have Hasatan have them all naked and everything, it's like you're in hell. It's literal hell, trying to be a Kadesh righteous man and have a wife where you have to block. I literally have to block, and that's the hardest thing in the world. I'm fighting you're fighting the flesh. Like, your instinct is to look, you know, because it's there, and it's like, no, don't look, and it's over here, and it's like, don't, oh, here come another one. Oh, it's like, you're in hell. You're in Sodom and Gomorrah. Like, you cannot, it's insane. So absolutely. So now, like you said, think of the other aspect. If that's what he's bombarded with all day, and I've been in a hospital, so I know what that's like. If that's what, now I ain't talking about Dre, because Dre is a righteous man. I'm talking about a regular man. See? A regular man. If that's what he's bombarded with all day, and then he come home and he got Bonnet Betty greeting him every day. Yeah. He got Betty the Bonnet all day, just like don't even care to look pretty for him. But then when he at work, he got them PYTs. He got older women. He got married women. You got all type of women. I'm telling you, in our hospital, I had this is part of it, but we ain't gonna get there. I had two pictures of my ex on both sides of my desk. My boy, they're like, why do you got two? They come from this side and they come from this side. It was like a repellent. I need to keep away. It was like keep the fly. That's how bad it is. You understand that? And when when you're an attractive man or they know you taken, boy, and they don't care, they be married or whatever. This is Sodom and Gomorrah. So your man is fighting that, right? So he's fighting all of that. And then, you got outside reps coming in. We had this outside rep who used to come in. Oh my goodness. She come in with her skirt and her butt bouncing and you can hear feet clinking down the hallway. Click, 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 click. Oh, here comes, I forgot her name. Here comes such and such. Here she comes. Biggest booty in the world. You know what I mean? And she knows she got the biggest booty in the world. Just bouncing it anywhere. You just knock the walls down with this butt. Dressed to show it too. And it's like, I mean, if the man is weak or if his foundation, praise you, there we go, y'all. If your foundation is not secure, rooted, men need shalom. They need foundation. They need to know, like he said, I want to desire you. You see? I want to desire you. So now you guys working out together. And like you said, you looking at him like, oh, shoot. Like, this is what I was attracted to right here. I know exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Ain't nothing more beautiful than that. Rediscovering each other, rediscovering each other. Okay. And I say okay. Go on, girl, throw that thing on, girl. Oh, God, no. I mean, stop already. No way. That's the last thing I want to hear. But praise Yah. Thank you so much for sharing that. And this is all in love, YAHSHUAH. This is Yah is doing something for the daughters of Zion. I see that's what this was about. You know what I mean? We ain't going to really get to the lesson and all that. We're going to let Ari share, and I probably got one or two more things to share, and we can close out because I know all y'all got to go to work. Y'all going to be tired, Ari and Yarlene and whoever else. You know what I mean? I don't know whoever else is here, but Ari, go ahead.
Yeah, so I wrote a few notes when Hupma was first speaking about her observation of, you mentioning other nations. When we had that whole bonnet discussion, that came up very early on in the conversation.
And you tore my head off.
Did I? In my mind, I didn't say nothing. Did I?
No, in your mind, that's when the.
But here's real. I didn't tear your head off. It stung, and I get it. Black women, I get it. It stings. It's like a.
Yeah. So you
can't avoid it.
What I meant by tear my head off. Sorry, that's the wrong phrase. That's when I felt the defensiveness. That's when I felt, me, I feel spirit. I feel ruah. You ain't got to say something. I feel ruah. So immediately I knew that was it. That's when we started. That's why after that, for 2 hours, it was a punch fest. You was not having it.
Even then, I still was making a conscious effort to hear you. Mm-hmm. Whereas if you're not in the space, y'all had to build me up to that point. If you're not in a space where you can receive that, the moment you would have mentioned that, I could have shut down. He just wants a girl. But that wasn't what you were trying to say, And so, by making a conscious effort not to shut you out, tune you out because I didn't like what I was hearing, we were able to continue that conversation, come to a understanding. And then when I went into my research, when I tell you, it really, it opened up so much for me. What I realized is that by listening to one men's channel in particular, I won't mention, what it is, but I don't know if that's anyway, but by listening to it, there's a lot of Black women that come on and they're all ages, my age, older, younger. There's a lot of delusion that I'm seeing. And I would not have been able to, I'd have been on their side, these women that call in and talk to this men's channel, I'd have been on their side if not for being at a point where Yah has allowed me to be built up and awakened and is removing the scales. It's a multi-step process. This removing the scales is not a one-time thing. It's like there's layers to it. So in this instance, when he removed this scale and I'm able to look at these women, listen to them and see how delusional they are, I realized, oh my gosh, I had those same thought processes and therefore I sounded delusional. So last week I was actually really sad because I felt like I had this massive reality check. And what we do have to realize as women, as single women, there's different lanes. So you got the worldly lane, and then you have the lane we're in where we're, trying to be Proverbs 31 righteous after y'all's own heart. But the fact of the matter is, like Uncle Yeshua has been saying, and other men have been hearing, there's more women than there are men on this planet. Mm-hmm. And I was hearing it, but I wasn't hearing it. We are in competition, and what do you do when you're in competition? You look at the competition, you see what they're doing, what's working for them, and then you use that in your own strategy. That's what he's saying. So when he's talking about these women in other nations, don't do that, don't go for that. What he's saying, because I do watch some women of other, like in fashion and stuff, like when I'm looking for inspiration, like I'm not trying to do the worldly, like makeup stuff. I'm trying to strip back because I'm trying to be set apart. But what I noticed was that even when they're covered head from toe, they're put together. They look good. And we can look the same, and we just don't, because depending on where you are, I don't do this for a man. I don't need to look this way I do it for myself. Listen, yes. It was such a reality check for me. It's like, if I want a righteous man of Yah, I need to know what he's attracted to, what he wants, and I need to adapt. I need to move past these. They just want these other women of other nations with straight long. No, they're literally telling me what they want. You're projecting. That's what I had also realized, and that's what I told him when I came back to him with my reflections. Is that is something I have to consciously work on. Is the projections. Is ridding myself of all the toxic downloads that have been prescribed to me from childhood as a young Black woman, if that makes sense. Like, mm-hmm. Yes, we've been conditioned to hate ourselves, to hate each other, like in our own set, Black mm-hmm. women and men. We know this, like we consciously know this, but do you know how it's working inside of you at this present moment? And how you need to like recognize it and fight back. And so that's one of the things that I recognize in myself that I need to fight back at, is this projection, onto men. Like, did I actually hear a man say that this is what he wants? Did I actually like see this? No. Where did I hear this from? Another woman, another Black woman, ranting about it, in a lot of cases, in my personal experience, and if you come across, and I have come across men, like they like a certain look, that's them. That's a personal preference then for that them. Man. Exactly. Yeah, that's them. And then also with that, it was like, in Huma's second observation, you were talking about, what is the Hebrew woman in beauty, and it just made me think, like, as we were talking about earlier, works of faith, and I thought to myself, what works am I supposed to be doing? Because I'm always walking around thinking, like, what does Yah want me to do? What am I supposed to be doing? Thinking I'm supposed to, like, I don't know, be feeding homeless or orphans or taking people. I'm like, what do you want me to do? And in this instance, I got a little clarity in the aspect. It's like, well, part of my works of faith that I believe in my Creator, my Elohim, my Father, He has a way He wants me to look and behave. So He wants me to come back into the image that He naturally made me. So I was definitely, when I loved makeup, like I was getting real good at it too. Like I have all kinds of palettes and stuff, and they're just sitting there now. So I've whittled it down to just, eyeliner at work and a little, but that was a back and forth we had for about 3 to 5 hours. Yes. That was the first back and forth. It was about makeup. Yeah, it was about makeup. And, honestly, when it's so much, I've seen a lot of growth in myself just by being obedient. So like part of the works of faith of a woman is to come back into the image that Yah created, remove the unnatural and be obedient in that, And so when I went back to work, a couple of weeks ago now, of course, my first instinct was to put a whole face on, and, make sure, like you said, go out. I put my perfume on every day. I have an outfit picked out, and I haven't put on any heels just because I don't feel like it. And I really don't want to. But instead, I really, I combated that. And like I said, I'm down to just eyeliner and a little like shimmer around the eyelid. And when I look in the mirror, like I like what I see actually at this state. Like I like the way my face looks. And then what it did also is it set a precedent. When I walked into my interview, that's all I wore. So that's what they were expecting from me from the beginning. And that's what they're going to see moving forward, is just about as natural as I am right now, And what it's also led me to be able to do, and I was going to text you over the weekend, was I had a breakthrough. So I went back to the video that you posted with the prayer for the daughters of Yah to break the curse of Eve, because I wanted to write it down. It was really, really good. And it was very powerful. So I wanted to write it. So I had it and I wrote it down. And then I went in my room to pray and say it out loud. And when it came to the part where it said, I am beautifully and wonderfully and not naturally and fearfully made, I was able to say it out loud. I could not say that out loud about myself before Saturday. And I was telling Uncle Yahshua before, like when I would hear women say that with so much confidence and sass, I would feel a little bit, I would feel envious inside because I couldn't understand how they felt that way. But I realized that it wasn't until I started stripping Babylon that I was able to come to that realization. Like, no, I am beautifully, wonderfully, and fearfully made in the image of my Abba Yah, and say it over and over and over again. So I'm now coming into a space where I'm beginning to learn to love myself. And I could not have been able to do that, without my works of faith, which is being obedient and coming back into my natural self, the way that Yah made me. So that's what listening.
I got. So another part of the works, Ari, that you did, see, understand something, guys. Y'all don't understand this process. This has been a long process. So for Barak Abaya and them to be like, I don't know, why y'all talking too much? Or y'all know they was worried. They don't know. I remember Ari was like, she was like, I paid money for this. She was like, you my counselor, my psychiatrist, you know how much money I paid for this and did nothing for it? And then one time I was like, Ari, I was drained. I was like, Ari, you so lucky, girl. This would have been like $1 million for this one session right here. I'd have got like $10,000. But it's the work of Yah. Just you understand, guys, this is serious. His children need healing. What you're hearing, did you hear her just say for the first time she was able to say out her mouth, I am wonderfully, beautifully made in the image of the Most High Yah? Do you know, like, can you imagine what that feels like for me to, like, there is nothing but trying to heal his child. And I told her from the beginning, I was like, but the thing is, she did the work. See, okay, there we go. Chris, I'm doing the work and she's doing the work too, because she's receiving, she's battling the flesh. We've been bumping heads. I guess the makeup was the first one. She was like, listen, I don't know what I'm supposed to wear. I'm supposed to go out and be ugly. What I'm supposed to, she did the black woman thing. I was like, oh, here we go. I said, it's the typical black woman thing. Here we go. I'm like, I didn't say you're supposed to be looking like crazy. Oh, I'm supposed to be frumpy. Oh, I didn't. She was like, oh, I guess I'm just supposed to be looking like, I'm supposed to wear a big bell dress. And, they literally go from one extreme to the other. and make himself like, it's like no middle ground when you first start. It's like, I'm saying that you can't do this, so you go right to the other extreme and be like, I'm supposed to look ugly. Instead of like, no, I'm just saying we need to tone this down. All of this, it's supposed to be a little eyeliner is okay. And she want the beat face. She do the makeup. She's good at it. So it's like, it was like we used to go for hours. I'm talking about 5, 6 hours, 2, 3 hours, like steady chipping. But what you got to understand, guys, chipping, now here the works come. After we go, we'll go. She'll hold on. We bumping heads, and y'all give me the patience, and I keep coming back. Life examples, stories, wisdom. I got experience. This is where the elders come in at. Life is, I'm just going. I'm going. Give me the wit. We go and go, and then we'll get to a place where she'll be like, okay, I received that. And then she's like, why didn't you just say that part from the beginning? I'm like, girl, girl, we got like, but whatever. So we'll finally and then we'll get to a place, then we can finally end it if something else don't pop up and y'all start a whole new thing. It might go 2 more hours, a whole new area to cut out. Like literally, you're literally cutting out pieces of the world. You understand? Literally chunks that's been ingrained from scars and trauma and stuff from childhood all the way up to feeling, the curses and feeling low self-esteem and insecure about yourself and what had happened and all these different things. But what the work's coming out is, as I'm doing, I can't do anything if she doesn't self-reflect. So she would, even in the moment, she might bump head, but then later we'll come to a point where she's like, okay, I don't receive that 100%, but I do see such. And then next thing you know, next time I hear from her, she got revelation and she removed it. That's what this is the work. She'll get a revelation and be like, this happened and that, y'all told me this and download this and everything. She moved it. And guess what? Now we go on to the next. This has been happening for weeks and weeks and weeks.
Yeah, every time I talk to him, like, I don't really know if I want to talk to him because there's always something. Like,
it's always something. She was like, and I had to say something one time. I said, okay, you know what? I got to do something because I don't want you to think that every time it's like I'm pointing out a flaw in you. Because, that'll do damage too. Where it's like, am I not? But remember, I also build you up. So I don't it ain't about removing, because you got to also replace. When you remove something, you got to replace it with something. You can't leave children of Yah empty, because Hasatan will fill it. He'll fill it with doubt. He'll fill it with all type of bad thoughts and stuff. So you have to fill it with the Ruach. You have to fill it with Yah's placement. So then it was a time I was like, crap, I know I was like, okay. I'm like, I can't, but then it just keeps, it'd be Yah. So now she had a point, she knows Yah. Like the last one, that big one where he yelled, where he was like, he yelled, but it was like raw. And I was like, whoa. She was like, see at this point, she was like, she said, something's coming, because Yah talked, it came out of the blue too.
Nowhere. It was
nowhere. And it went on and it was raw. And she was like, and guess what happened? Something came. And sure enough, she was like, you will not believe this. What came for me was time 1,000 versus what we thought. She knew something's coming because Yah immediately wanted that to be heard. Like, it came out of the blue. And we got to a resolution where she understood. And then when she went, it came out her by 1,000. She was like, you will not believe what came at me. If I didn't receive that, I wouldn't have understood. I would have. But see, it's because she is doing the work to receive. This is the Hasatan about women, they won't receive. That's what she's saying when she was watching a men's channel to get some understanding. Now it's because she's been pouring into and being removing all this stuff and hearing the other side. What she's receiving is the way Yah ordained it for the man to be able to pour in the wisdom, for the women to be able to receive it so that she can get her wisdom, and then the Ruach and Yah would download to her, and then she get her understanding and come back and add on to it. Because of it, she was able to go and watch something, these men's channel who before she was totally against, right? On the side of these foolish people, because she was brainwashed. Now she went back to the men's channel and able to eat from that table, even though she was like, woo, she came back. She was like, I said, see, you got it. It's so much wisdom there. Now he ain't awakened, but he's got a calling to point out this stuff right in your face. And now she get to see the blindness that was over, which she said once was me. This once was me about a month ago. Like, it ain't been that long. I don't know how long we've been going, but it ain't been that, maybe 2 months. It ain't been that long. But she like, this was me. I would have been receiving all of what they're doing, but now I am being remade. But she's doing the work too. That's the thing I want y'all to understand. I could do all, if she didn't do her job to receive and remove and get growth, and she's growing tremendously. She's turning into a woman, a Proverbs 31 woman. Right before your eyes, she feels it, she knows it. That's why the other day she was able to say, I am wonderfully and fearfully made. And such. She's getting this confidence, this self-esteem. She's understanding, I am beautiful. I am a daughter of Yah. I am set apart. I am strong. I am Kadesh. She told me, she said, I got to remake myself for my Boaz, for my man of Yah. When he come, I got to be prepared when he come. I'm like, go ahead, girl. She like, I got to be prepared because I got to be worthy of him when he comes. She's speaking like I speak. Come on, y'all. So this is what it's about. So me sharing this, what I was able to share to you daughters, it might be a hard pill, but this is what I'm doing. I do this all the time. I'm on the phone with Ari. I'm on the phone with any ministry calls, Kiana, anybody. I'm pouring in and I'm trying to build them up into any area that they're lacking in Ruah. Y'all's like, I just be on Lottom and then Ox too. You see, I'm on here with Chase and Kualia and anybody else this is what ministry is. This is the difference between Mashiach's assembly and everybody else that you're watching. Everybody else you're watching YouTube. You're watching them say a lesson, call them. You see the difference? Call them and get a 7-hour ministry with him trying to pour into you and build you up to be a man or woman of God. They ain't. You don't got no access to them at all, but watching on the YouTube and in the comments, almost worshiping them. What are they doing for you? Nothing. No disrespect. This is real ministry. And I do it to everybody. He told me, leave no one. Leave no one. And for those who haven't been able to connect on the call, I'm sorry. Like, we could try, because some people are different lands and stuff. It's just hard. The time is different. It's just hard because I work nights, so I'm only up at certain times. But I'm there for anybody who, as much as I can be. And all I do is try to pour in and save Yah's children. And that's all he wants. It's time to awaken, all of us. So he gave this little lesson for us to know, like, we are to conduct ourselves in a certain fashion with one another, how we present ourselves. We are not, women, you are not to look in the eyes of men. Men, we are not to look in the eyes of women. What I mean by that is, when you are married or when you are with your significant, married, because we ain't supposed to be with nobody unless we're married. If we're courting, that's a whole nother thing that was gonna come out, but we ain't got time. But we are to conduct ourselves. What I mean by is Babylon has us where we don't respect one another. So if I'm with you and we're walking and another woman is coming towards me, I'm looking at her, she looking at me, I'm giving her eye contact. I'm giving away your power. I'm disrespecting you, whether you realize it or not. Because that woman is looking at me, then she looks at you and she like, I can have your man. See? Because I'm giving her eye contact. I'm checking her out. And we could exchange something between us too. And I just took your same thing with the woman. When I'm with a woman, I'm walking with her, some dude is walking up, he immediately looks at me because of my presence. He see alpha, he see super alpha, so he immediately is in the respect mode. But then when he look over at you and you looking at him, eye contact, checking him out, you know what he does when he looks back at me? He looks back at me and smirks. Like, you ain't nothing. I got your chick. You just gave my power away. I would train every woman I was ever with. I would have to train them to understand that. Even when I was in the world, I used to be around celebrities, stars, okay? And I would tell the woman, listen to me. When you come with me, you don't be looking at them, you don't be excited, you don't be talking to them because you're giving my power away. It happened one time, little quick story. I got this girl, I prepped her and everything. We in the city in Manhattan. Y'all know from my documentary, I know all these big stars, right? So we go, and I'm talking about Jay-Z level, Puff Daddy, all that crap, right? So we go in there, all of a sudden now, I'm the man. I'm the man from the streets too. So it's a level of respect. We go in there, and next thing you know, I hear the dude, he like, yo, Ra. I'm like, what? Who'd you bring in here? I automatically knew what he meant. Just automatically, without even having to look at her, without even nothing. I was like, I just told this girl. I prepped her before we came on everything, what not to do. And she immediately did it. He's like, and then I laughed, and he's like, y'all bringing a groupie in here. I'm like, oh, she's done. I was like, well, you're done. You'll never meet this environment again, because this is what they pick up on. Guys, it's an unspoken rule. This is what I do. Let me explain something. This is Hebrew conducting. When I'm with a woman wants another woman's power. Women want men more when they know they're taking. By their nature, they want what they can't have, right? That's that Eve curse. When I'm with you, I will never give your power away. Let me give you an example. We're a couple, we're together. We go to another couple's house or to a function with other couples are there. Maybe you're gonna play cards, we go inside. We're sitting down at a table, maybe it's a dinner. You got other couples, right? You're doing a people thing. Me and you, another couple, whatever. Birthday party, whatever. We sitting down. This woman now is across from me or whatever, or we talking. She wants to talk to me, eye contact. What I do is I won't give them no eye contact. I literally talk around them to the man. And I might address something she's saying, but I won't look at her. They immediately, first thing it does is it pisses them off. They get upset because they're not used to it, because they're pretty or whatever. I'm not giving my wife's power away, my girl's power away. First thing then they try harder, but I won't. Some of them will go an extra thing where I'll turn to my girl and playfully kiss her on the cheek or give her, to show them this ain't that type of party. You're not going to get no power over her. It ain't gonna be no thing where you got your man. Ain't none of that happening. I'm going to annihilate that from the rip. This is scriptural, biblical, how we are to conduct ourselves. You do not have one-on-one conversations with the married man or another man's. If you are me and you and her, it ain't gonna be me and your wife talking and you and my wife, y'all just kiki. Next you know, you go up into the kitchen and she in the kitchen. You see, now you done made a friend. She in the kitchen and you go to drop something off. Now she cleaning up the dish and y'all talking and that. You know what I mean? That's a form of adultery, whether y'all realize it or not. This is how this stuff happens. This is how the cheating happens. Guess what? You know what usually happens? Later on, y'all end up breaking up. Guess what? She ended up messing with that dude. If he is single, later on, that same dude, later you find out it was right from then. Adultery, see, I never play no games. And I used to prep my woman the same thing. Don't you give my power away. My ex used to do it all the time. That's why I'm so glad to be out of that relationship. I said, I will never be with you for the rest of my life. You think I'm going to go through the rest of my life feeling this feeling that everywhere I go, she would give my power away? What I'm saying, we went to a friend's pool party, right, for the little kids. So we take our kids. So it's a white couple, like they're Hispanic, and they got, it's a white couple and some other couples. So we get there, and she's extremely gorgeous, right? So, she's going to get everybody attention, all that. So we get there, and so a white couple, the wife was gorgeous too, right? And then the dude was handsome. This doggone girl, I'm like, it's so demeaning and demoralizing. And what happens is the guy look at you, which y'all don't realize, because you're giving that power away. So we talking. So the girl, his wife, is not doing it. She's not giving her power away. She's doing the, hello, but she's a, what she call it? She calls herself a socialite. That ain't nothing. That's another word for a whore. Sorry, that's what I call it. They call it socialite or flirty or all that. The Bible calls it whoredom. That's what Yah calls it. So she didn't like when I called that, because that's what you are. And you don't have to have do that act. You don't have to have the sex to be a whore. That's why the scriptures say, what do you say? Adultery is committed where? You ain't even have to do the act. You see? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So she hated when they're caught, but that's what it is. You are an attention whore. You want the attention from these men. She ain't gonna mess with him. And how I really knew is because she did it to this big, smelly, no disrespect, very unattractive dude in the gym. That's when I knew, oh, you just sick. I'm like, you just got a problem. Because I'm thinking before then, you just, okay, what I'm saying, okay, listen to this, guys. I'm in the gym. See, I'm very intuitive. I see everything coming from the street. Ain't nothing I miss. So I'm in the gym. I'm doing something. She's over there. She's in the gym. So she's over there. All of a sudden, this dude, this big, smelly, just horrible smelling looking dude, right? Which I know no matter what, she would never mess with this dude. I look up, he look at me and smirk and do the look like I got your woman. So it bugged me out. I looked up at him, I'm like, uh-huh. And then I looked over there at her, and then he looked at me and looked at her and looked back at me like, yeah, she want me, that type of thing, I was like, oh, she's sick. She just loves attention no matter where it comes from. It ain't about the person. She's an attention whore. So she wants everybody to look at me. She wants everybody to desire her, no matter who it is. So she's going to give you eye, because she's going to want everybody. I was like, oh, I would never marry you. You think I'm going to go the rest of my life feeling that? I don't like that. I lived the life of, like the other exiles for a long time. When I train them and teach them, they know, and we both do it for each other. That's that New York. You ain't getting my attention. You ain't going back. You ain't going to get the attention to think you got me. No, I ain't giving you no eye contact. I'll talk around you. You fall back. You literally fall back. You realize the dude, like, okay, well, and you know what the dude, I've done it before. You know what I've told the dude before? I said, dude, I walk up to her, I said, I know you don't know me. You got a good one. You need to marry that girl. Because she will not give me her power, his power. I get girls do it all the time. You walking with your girl up the street, I'm walking up. You don't even know. See, most men are not smart enough. I can see what you're looking at. That's me. I just have telepathy, like literally. I could feel you looking. I could see, I look at you good. Oh, hell, Paul, my language. I'm like, oh, hell no. My language. Like, so literally, when a girl does that, she'll literally she'll look around me like I don't make chill. Like, she don't see me. I'm like, hello, you see me. Somebody like you. That's a good, I literally told dudes before I go, I said, you got a good one, dude. You need to marry that girl. What you talking about? Just trust me. That's a good girl. That girl's like, I don't care. I know you think you fly or whatever it is. You ain't getting I ain't looking at you, period. You ain't getting my man's power. That's power, guys. Men and women, this is how we conduct ourselves. Do not give your husband or your wife's power away to nobody. Do not eye contact. We are not supposed to have no one-on-one relationship with no man. Women talk to women, men talk. Do you know in the other nations, our cousins, the Ishmaelites, the Muslims, the Arabs, do you know that's what they do? You could talk, if the man and the woman standing next in front of you, the woman will not talk to you. She won't even look at you. She will even if she talks, she'll talk, but it'll be over here. If she laugh and join in, it's between you and him. You know what America does? The men will talk to your wife. They'll literally talk to you too. Let's say it's me and it's you and your wife. I'll talk to you and then I'll talk to her. And she laugh and I'll talk to her and then I'll try. Then it'll start to the point where I'm really talking to her. And then I'll add you in every now and then. And she laughing and we talking. He's so nice and all. Girl, bye. That's adultery. That ain't our law. That's not Torah. You don't have even in Hebrew. When you come together in a Hebrew setting for Pesach, right? Passover or something, right? Don't you be laughing, kikiing with this man's wife. All that. You can say shalom, right? You say you meet shalom akoti. That's it. The rest of the conversation, Aki, you have it with the Ak. Akoti, you have it with the Koti. I'm not having no conversation with your wife. That's unlawful. Unlawful. That means we have a relationship. I ain't supposed to have, what you got to understand, guys, friendship is a relationship. I ain't supposed to have no relationship with your wife. It's either I have a relationship with the two of you as a unit, but I'm a man, so I talk to the man. She could be included in the conversation, but me and her don't have one-on-ones. I'm not her friend. If I was married, the ministry would be totally different because I would have to respect my wife. If you were married, if I had a ministry called with Barack Abaya, it would be with Andre and Barack Abaya. You see the difference? These ministry calls, I'm single and they're single. Of course, no lines are crossed because I'm a man of Torah and I'm building into them. But it'd be different if they were married. Their Akka have to be there unless he was unequally yoked and he's not in the walk. Then I'm trying to pour into them. That's different because we're trying to get him to awaken. But it has to be a man who's Kadesh, who understands their laws and how we conduct ourselves. So y'all remember, always do not give the power away. Corporate America has done a good job of destroying us. When you go, this is the last thing, and we'll close out. When you go into corporate America, let's say if I get a job tomorrow, I'm married, we both Kadesh, my wife is home. I get a job, I go into corporate America, anything, hospital, like what Ari and them do and Arlene, taxes or finance or interior, whatever, corporate environment, I'm going to an office, a building with people. You know what they usually do? They usually pair you with someone to help you, train you. You know they'll pair you with a woman? They'll pair a man with a woman or a woman with a man. What happens is, I'm with this woman and I get to work every day. I didn't know her. I meet, they say, okay, Karen, that's Karen, that's the wrong name, because I would think, let's use a black woman's name, Natasha, you train such and such. Now me and Natasha are together at our desks, whoever hers or mine's, all the time as she's training me. We might end up even going to lunch because we're working together. Natasha, now I might be having a little issues at home. Maybe not, or maybe my wife is just wearing a bonnet all the time and a big house coat. See? You see how y'all ties this up? There was really no problem. I'm accepting the not looking pretty for me. But Natasha is dressed the way you dress when you go out. And she's around me every day. Her perfume. Now you have no choice but to get to know her. Y'all working together. That's Hasatan, that's Babylon, that's a relationship. You become friends because you work together, you're co-workers, she trained you. So as you're doing stuff, you're learning, she's there every day, you get to know, hey, Natasha, hey, you know, you don't even realize. Guess what, daughters of Yah, or man of Yah? Next thing you know, that man put on some cologne. Next thing you know, he pull out the old oil from the Muslim shops, the magician must or something, Blue Nile, or same thing to women. Next thing you know, she putting on some perfume. You're like, girl, you smell good. That's for the men who sleep. I don't sleep. I don't sleep one bit. I can sense, I got telepathy. I can feel stuff really well. Girl, what's that smell? What you got? Whoa, who in that office? Oh, okay, what's going on? Like, I don't play. That's why I've never been cheated. I don't play no games. You can't get nothing over on me, but this is what happens, guys. This is corporate America. Next thing you know, you might smell him. Women are catch on to stuff. He might smell different. Let's say that don't happen. Her part, she could be arguing with her husband. See, you know how the world got us arguing? But then she gets the shalom when she gets to work. You know why? Because she's with you and y'all laughing. Y'all just friends. You making her laugh. Oh, you're so funny. You see? She don't really get the laugh because when she get home, they're arguing, stressing over whatever, life stuff. They got work husbands and work wives. Y'all heard of that before, right? Babylon. Work. They said it to me after, you my work husband. I said, no, I ain't. That's what you did. I was like, these people, and they married. Okay, so finish this example, then we can close out. Your wife ain't, I mean, y'all can be going through something, cannot be going through something, whatever. She might be, just look at the scenario. Day after day after day, y'all spending time with each other. You know, y'all laugh, y'all might go out to lunch, you know, y'all getting to know each other, y'all cool and all that. Let's say there's 3 weeks into this. You know, you might go to reach for the mouse at the same time that she reached for the mouse and your hands touch. And then y'all look at each other. See, it's just that simple. This is Babylon. This is Hasatan. This is why he wanted us out the house. He wanted our woman in corporate America. He wanted us separate. You going to a job, I'm going to a job. You know how many women were after me in that hospital that had to put the pictures up and they ain't even care, married and all? My boss told me they're going to be after you when you get in here, married and all. And he cheated on his wife, a good woman, and I met her. I wanted to say something, but I couldn't because I met her at the pool party thing that he had at his house. She was a good woman. Don't know this man cheated on her. And he a good dude. You succumb to this. It's an unnatural environment of Hasatan. They'll literally invite you out to things and drinks and parties and this event and that event, you know? And it's just that simple. Now our hands touch. I go to reach for it, she go to reach for it. And it's like, now you're like, Hasatan, bling. it started. Now you're like, you try to ignore it, and it'll grow depending on what's going to see. If you don't have the shalom in your house, if you don't follow in Torah, this is how the infidelities, this is how a lot of our unions was destroyed. From the workplace, corporate America being outside the home, and just the gym, you know, she going to the gym and the dude, you know, that just was nice to her. Then the next thing you know, when y'all get into some big stuff, she getting comforted. Like, so we are to conduct ourselves, guys, and then we're going to close out. Yah has laws in the way we are to be in Torah. You do not give your power away. You become a steward over yourself and don't allow anyone into your space. That's what we call Kadesh. See, if the woman would cover themselves, you see, and wear Kadesh and stuff, men have a different level of respect. And you wouldn't even take, that's why we ain't supposed to, that's why you got to come out of her. That's why the family is the business. The man, see, Hasatan did that. I was going to go into a lot of deep stuff, but maybe we'll do it next time, because we did a whole marathon. 8, 9, 10, 1, 2, 3. We did a 7-hour, 7.5. But I guess all that was needed from what we to get some healing from our daughters. And yeah, I'll touch on the other stuff later, because it's a lot more pieces he wanted us to bring out. But we'll do a part 2 to this. We'll do a part 2 because it's really needed and a lot of understanding. I have scriptures. I have all type of stuff that I was going to do, but this happened the way y'all wanted it to happen. So praise Yah. Thank you all for hanging in there. I don't know who's still here. I'm thinking, I know Shanita, Ari's still here. I think Baraka is still here. I don't know. I think your pa might be still here. Hoopma, I think, is still here.
Yes, I'm here.
Pa is still here. Okay. Hoopma, is you still here?
I'm awake.
That's my girl. Ari's here. Baraka, are you still awake?
Yeah, I'm here.
Praise Yah. Shanita's always here, unless she tapped out. Well, Shanita's always here.
I'm here.
There you go. Praise Yah. And I think the show about to sleep now. Okay, go ahead, Yapa. And then we can close out.
Okay, no, just real quick. I wanted you to, and if everybody else wanted to do it to the research or look into the vital wheat gluten. It's like another substitute for meat, and it's really, really good.
What, say it again. What did you call it?
It's called vital wheat gluten. The name that they call it is Satan. I don't really like how they say it. It almost sounds like Satan.
It does sound like Satan. It's called vital wheat. Vital wheat.
Vital wheat gluten. And people make it look like chicken. They use it for like steak. You can be any type of meat.
Oh, so it's like a new substitute for that tofu stuff. Right.
Like if you don't really like tofu, I like tofu, but some people don't like tofu. Mm-hmm. So that's like another one. And lentils too.
Ari said she believed it. Yeah, I heard about lentils. Is biblical. I heard about lentils. Ari said she thinks it came from Japan. She recently heard of it. I'll look it up. Vital wheat gluten. As long as it's natural. I mean,
yes, it's natural.
Absolutely.
And it's high in protein.
Praise Yah. Absolutely. Anything that's a substitute for that flesh and blood, praise Yah.
Yes. All right. Thank you.
Our junior too is still here. I forgot about him. He said Anthony's vital wheat gluten, 4 pound, high in protein, vegan, non-GMO, keto friendly, low carb. Thank you, our junior. I didn't know you came back. So our junior came back. So praise Yah, guys. This was different. I guess this was mostly fellowship. I had scripture, all that. We did nothing but we did some serious. But remember, it's y'all's doing. So praise Yah. Yeah, this is going to be interesting when I do see them. Oh, Sabrina is still there. I didn't know. Not trust anything from there. I know. When Ari said it's from Japan, that was my first reaction to Sabrina. I didn't know you were still here. Shalom. That was my first reaction too. As soon as you said it came from Japan, I was like, okay, I need to definitely do some deep research and second guess, because as we've been told to avoid gluten at all costs. Absolutely. That's crazy. That's what I said. It's like, yeah, and we got to be careful with new stuff that they're introducing. That's why when Ari said, when she said, I was like, okay, this is so new. Okay, well, I'm gonna do my research. Then Ari said she heard it from Japan. I'm like, woo. First thing in my room, I'm like, okay, yeah, I definitely gotta check on that, because them Asians, you gotta be very careful. No disrespect to our Asians who coming under the, trying to come under Yah, but you gotta be very careful what comes from, because they eat the craziest stuff imaginable, and you definitely have to be, especially what's going on now. But yeah, he said it's funny we've been told to avoid gluten at all costs. Yeah, I wrote it down. I'm gonna research this. We definitely need to see, because it's something we have to really be careful at these end times of new stuff that they introduce, because everything is designed to harm us. They want to harm us. So we have to be very careful. But I'll definitely look into it 100%. If anybody got anything to add before we close out, I will close out. And it's made from flour, just the wheat gluten from the flour. You can make it yourself. Okay. Absolutely. All right. So I know nobody's gonna want to do it. I was gonna say, can somebody close us out with a prayer? I'm really tired. It's a couple of us here. Maybe somebody could close us out with a prayer. Somebody got a prayer in them. They are after Israel. Yes, absolutely, Sabrina. Oh, before y'all do it, if somebody, Sabrina's correct. Guys, this whole thing is because we are awakening.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
Yeah.
Jab juice, the whole lockdown, don't get fooled by none of it. It's all for you. It's all after you. It's because we are the threat. Once we fully awaken and come under the covenant, then their kingdom falls. So don't get distracted and thinking it's about all this other stuff. Like the world has no idea it's only about us, the remnant. They are awakening. We got to stop it. We got to censor. We got to do this. We got to crush them. We got to destroy everything. Do not let them awaken. And they're awakening the Gentiles. And their companion is cleaving to the house of YAHSHUAH. It's happening. That's what it's about. Do not be fooled. Only about us. All of it. All of it. Let the world be fooled. They think it's about everything under the sun. It's us. Little old us. As little as we are in number. As small as a mustard seed. That's the truth. Absolutely. They want to harm us. Do I have anybody want to say a prayer? Somebody got a prayer in them. Come on, somebody.
Go on, Ari.
She volunteered Ari? Did you just volunteer Ari? Ari turned off her. She turned off her.
I just got that climbed in the bed and everything.
I knew she climbed in the bed. I said she turned off her video. She in the bed. You can still pray from the bed. You can pray right there while you lay down. Though I lay me down to sleep. Pray to Yah, my soul to keep.
I'm sorry, Ari. Look, I thought my mic was out.
I guess it must be meant to be then.
Sorry,
okay.
Man. I need it.
Let me get myself right. Hold on. But yeah, we just want to thank you for this fellowship this evening, for those of us Yasharel and our companions, for the remnant that is making an effort to follow after your ways, your statutes, laws, and commands, and has faith, Father, faith in you, and is willing to do the work. We thank you for all of the revelation that you've bestowed upon us. We thank you for Uncle YAHSHUAH, who you have called to reach your children and give a thorough message in many different topics. And we just pray that with everything that was said here tonight from each of the members that joined in, that it reaches someone, touches someone's heart, whether it be a daughter of Yah or one of your sons or someone who's seeking or someone who is not and now will be. We just ask, Father, that as we plant these seeds, that you just water them. And I pray that it is your will that Mashiach's assembly is able to be that light, that we are all called here to do your will, Father. And that's all I got right now. Amen.
Amen. Hallelujah. And thank you so much for that prayer. I just wanted to close out in the prayer.
Amen.
Amen. Praise Yah. Well, YAHSHUAH, we went long. So everybody in their tired voices, can we say shalom to YAHSHUAH worldwide? And
Shalom.
Shalom to one
Shalom.
Shalom, YAHSHUAH.
Shalom.
Everybody's awake.
Everybody awake. Praise God.
Right.
Shalom. That's going to be a good shalom. This will be a good one. Praise y'all. Love you all, YAHSHUAH. See y'all guys next week. Y'all willing. Shalom.
Thank you, Uncle.
You're welcome, Sabrina. You're very welcome, Sabrina. Shalom. Good to see you again, too, Sabrina. Shalom.
Shalom, everyone.
You're welcome. There she goes.
Her voice long time.
I've been working quite a lot because one of the ladies, she's sick with COVID, so I had to take her shift.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we welcome you back. We have, as they say, I ain't heard that voice in a long time. Praise y'all.
Can I just say to Shanita, it was funny because I was volunteering you while you were volunteering Iris.
That is funny. She didn't even know you were volunteering her. All right. Shalom, guys. Love you all.
Bye. All righty. Shalom.
Hello.
He adds secures and hooks us tight. A gift from Yah, eternal life. He sent his son a sacrifice to show how much he loves us. You are loved, you are loved. You are loved, you are loved. You are loved, oh, you are loved. You are loved by Yahuwah.
Praise Yah.
Praise Yah. Praise Yah. Hallelujah.
Bible study every Tuesday, 8 p.m. We having a Zoom Bible study. I'm gonna put email me for the link.
The trial. Say it again. You are the precious chosen people of the Most High.
We hope you have a good time watching our videos, and we'll see you in the next video.
And we'll see you in the next video. So like and subscribe.
Our channel.
Yeah.
We are the true Hebrews, the true and real Israelites. We are the true ones that fulfill Bible prophecy and scriptures.